Hello, hello. Mix on.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Carlos from Immortals Inc. Well, the podcast in the store. But right now we got Immortals Inc. board game live again. Sorry about my mic. For some reason it doesn't work right. With us, we're going to be doing Founders of Gloomhaven. Founders of Gloomhaven. It's a board game for 2 to 4 players with a solo mode, right?
Yep.
And then it's usually about 2-hour playing time. Might be a little longer today because we're going to kind of walk through each turn. This is set in Gloomhaven 400 years before the actual board game, which hopefully we'll get back in soon. And then when we do, I'm sure we'll run a demo sometime. We might run a demo anyway. I just got to find another copy. Retails for about $70 here at the store. Well, not about. It is $70. Right now, Josh is working on the, what's that called? Chat.
Yep.
He's getting the chats all set up, so he's in a few minutes we should have a chat out here. So if you want to ask any questions, just feel free to ask, type them in, and they can answer them live. Our board is having any problem. They're starting the game already set up, so the setup process usually takes what, Kat?
Usually about 20 minutes or so.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
But figured that was unnecessary work. And right with us today we have Kat Ickard.
Yep.
We have Terry Ickard, your husband, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ryan Hammer, and then we have Terry Ickard, which is the Ickard's daughter.
That's Kaylee.
Kaylee, yeah.
What did I write?
You said
Oh,
Terry
Kaylee.
twice.
No, I wrote Kaylee. See, right there's Kaylee. I'm just trying to read several things.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
same time.
You're good.
Yeah, but they're going to start taking it over, and they're going to talk about it, and I might jump in here and there just to see what's going on, and once I get the chat going, we'll have it up. But Josh should be working on that right now. But for right now, I'm going to turn it over to the board gamers.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You want to...
Yep, so I
Start
will
explanation?
walk through the game. Essentially, in this game, our goal is to work together to build a great city, a flourishing city. As with most board games, the goal is at the end to have the most points kept track of on this little track right here. You're going to get points in a number of ways. Building buildings that give you resources is one of the main ways. If you look, there are tons of different buildings over there that are hard to see, but they each have a little point value in the banner there, so as we build them, we will be earning points for that, and we'll also be earning points for doing something called delivering, which we'll get to more when we do it, because it's a bit in-depth. And overall, this game's a rather in-depth game, so we're going to kind of go through it a bit as we go and go rule by rule to not overwhelm anyone. But in general, on our turns, we can do a handful of different things. We can choose to construct different buildings if we have the required resources for them. We can choose to recruit, which is basically, if we can pay the cost, we can take one of these advisors and add them to our hand. They each do different things that will make things easier for us. We can also choose to do what is called a trade action, but in reality it's more like importing resources into the world or buying access and allowing us to use other people's resources as we need them and things like that. We won't be using the third row of the trade action. If you see it there on the card that he was showing, that's for 2 to 3 player games only, which is not us today. And yeah, pretty much the goal is to, at the end, have the most points, build buildings, and be the best, flourish at the end of it all.
Yes.
So, to start off the game, we did all of setup, but we did avoid one thing. At the start of the game, everybody... in frame there. At the start of the game, everybody places one of their personal buildings. We each are playing a race, each a race that is trying to build this city together. We each have basically a resource that belongs to our race. So at the start of the game, going in backwards order from first person, we place one of our personal resource buildings on the world to signify that we've kind of begun the process of building the city, and then we actually start the game in full. So, you are last player, since she is going first, so you get to place your race's resource building, which for your character is stone, somewhere on the board. It has to be somewhere with one of these little numbers. In a 4-player game, it can be any of the numbers, but it's essentially the number of players are lower. So if you only had 2 people, you would only be placing in the ones with 2s. 3 people, you'd add the one with 3, and with 4 players, you add the one with 4.
Okay,
So you can pick and place yours on any of the numbered spaces on the board.
Okay, so I'm playing
You don't have to
stone.
pay for it.
So I'm going to place mine on the number 2 over here.
And you're going to place one of your circle tokens. The white circle tokens are him, because he's the white player. And this means that he owns this building. He owns the rights to it, and he alone can use it. So then we move in backwards order to me. My race's resource is actually knowledge. And I'm going to place it right here on the coast with a little marker to signify that it is mine.
I'm going to place wood. And I will place mine on 4 right here. Leaving you alone in the city.
Yes, I am going to place my cows because I own cows.
With your little orange
Over
marker
here.
right here, which is not the greatest placement because if you see this spot right here, this is a wall. In order to get around this wall, you're going to have to actually take an extra step in movement in building a gate. So in order to get to the
And
rest
here
of us, here you would have to build a bridge. But in order to get to the rest of us, he has to go across the river, and she will have to go through the wall.
You
And if we
can't-
want to her...
You can't share each other's bridges or gates. You have to-
Exactly.
you can only use
If
your
one
own.
person constructs a bridge, it is theirs and theirs alone. So it's quite difficult to traverse in early game especially. So whenever you build a building that is a new resource, a resource you have not acquired before, you're going to raise something on your player board called your income. And this is essentially how much you're worth. Whenever we get to a reset, which is an action we can take, we will gain money equal to our income. So the higher the income, the more money you're getting. The more money you're getting, the more buildings you can build. More buildings, more resources, more points. So essentially it's a chain of events that lead to you gathering points. So each of our incomes will be at 1 at the end of this because we've each built one new resource. And then at this point the game starts. You can take, it's your turn and you take your first turn. On your turn, you basically take one of the cards from your hand. There's an array here, and we'll go through them as they're played, and you play them face up on the table to signify that you're taking that action. And the different things each do a different one that we'll go through when we go to it. But the main thing to understand is that whenever you play a card, you do lose it until you take what is called the Call to Vote card, which basically one of its parts is resetting your entire hand and getting all your cards back. And we'll go through each card as it's played because the game is complicated.
Okay, so for my first turn, I am going to play my trade card. My trade card lets me do one of two things. One is to place one of my resources on the board. Now, that's
So you
going
can
to be my
import,
crops.
you can play one of your race's resources, or at the beginning of the game, we also each drafted an extra resource that we are in control of. So on top of our race's resource, we have one further. So that basically means that when you choose the trade action, row 1 here will signify the cost on the left for placing one of your buildings in a terrain type. So you can see it's $1 to build one of your buildings in a red, 2 to sand or sand only, and then 3 for the green or the gray. You'll also notice there's a helpful little hint at the top of the board here to remind you what each area costs. Row 2 is for something called buying access, which at this point we cannot do. I'll get more into it when we actually take the buying access action because it makes sense to go through it in order of when it happens. But basically, right now you're doing what's called importing, placing one of your resources, your personal ones, on the board and owning it.
And I'm going to take my crops, which is my second resource. And it cannot touch
Your own type.
my own type here. So I need to leave at least one space in between them. Doing this, I'm going to build in the red because red is a little cheaper than the brown right now. Well, always. So I'm decided to use that, and that is
1 coin for you. So one coin goes
coin.
back to the bank. I'm going to try not to cover the board as much as possible.
And then the nice thing about this game is everybody has a follow after the first person takes their turn.
Which is
Which I'm gonna
shown
let
on
her
the bottom of the card
describe.
here. The follow is basically a lesser version of the action that the original person took. So in the case of trade, we can build one of our own, but only in a red or a white. We can't build in those gray or green zones. So it's a little bit less powerful. We can't choose to do it in every zone, which the original action you could, but you can still take it. And the follow action does not cost you anything to take, you just get it. If you don't want to take it, you can do what's called a basic action, which is helpfully labeled on the back of the cards. Take $1, you can take one what is called fleeting influence, which will influence how we vote when we choose to build new buildings within the city. It's helpful to have more influence, you'll have more choice on what we vote in. You can build one road, which is basically the way we connect these buildings, which will be required here in the future game. And you can do what's called a meeple placement. We can't do that right now because we haven't unlocked our meeples. There are certain buildings you can build that will unlock them for you, and then you can start taking that action. But right now we cannot. I keep looking at this camera. It's not this one, it's that one. There we go, I'm good.
So
So
it's
it's
my
your
follow
follow
action?
action on the
Yes.
trade action.
Okay. So I'm going to build wood, and I already have wood built, and so I cannot build in this area.
Yes, only one type of each resource may be in each zone. The zone, is divided by the river and the wall. So this is Zone 1, Zone 2, and Zone 3.
Alright, and I'm going to do the same as her. I'm going to build one away, so it's cheaper for me.
Right there.
It should only be one.
It's 1 for a red zone,
So I'll spend 1 coin. I don't go up on my income tracker because that's
it's
the
not a
same
new resource. Exactly.
And that is my turn.
But she does go up because of the corn.
Yes, I forgot. My crops are different than my cows, so I
you
get to
one.
go up one on the tracker for it.
I am going to follow as well. I'm actually going to build a bit farther away from myself because I'm not allowed to build on green or gray with this follow. And if you notice, the zone I'm in here does not have a red. So I have to choose sand instead. I'm going to build my gem factory, which is a new type of resource for me. It produces gems, and I have access to that. And I have to pay $2 to do that, so I have to pay a bit more. And that is my follow.
Okay, I have steel as my second resource. So I'm going to choose to build my second resource in the sand because it is cheaper. And that is going to cost me 1 coin.
That's actually the
That's the red,
red, but not
zone,
the sand, but yeah.
the entrance zone, as it's called in this game. Your income will go up by 1
My
because you
income
did
does
that.
go up, yep.
Your follow action is now done because it's come back to you and you cannot follow yourself. So you take the
So-
active player marker, which is that little wooden token right there, pass it to the next player in line, and now it is their turn to play a card.
Alright, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to play the trade card, which will pretty much be probably what a lot of people play early on. To get all
Yes.
your resources out there early. So I'm going to build my population.
Which is his other resource that he has control of in this game. In this game, there are 8 resources, so in a 4-player game, every resource will be owned by a player. In lower player games, there will be a neutral player playing, which will own any resource that a player does not own. And that has some different interactions. But in this game, we don't deal with that because we each have one of the resources.
So for me, it makes sense to build near stone because that'll allow me to make brick.
Exactly.
It's a bit crowded over here, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So, go right here. Make a pretty little pattern. I have to spend 2. So I need 1 back
Indeed. You are building in a gray or a sand?
in gray.
You're building in gray, you
Oh,
have
so
to spend
3.
3,
Okay,
so you
so-
don't get any money back for that. Because that
no
was a
money
3
for
coin.
you.
So my income tracker goes up.
Your income tracker will go up. So in general, the flow of this game of resources is right here. If you follow the lines, it's rather complex looking, but basically each resource is needed to make higher tier resources, which are worth more, and then higher tiers. So what he's talking about is bricks right there as a tier 2, and for him, he'll need stone and people in order to make bricks, so he's working towards building up with that by building his people near the stone. For me,
So you're gonna have to work with other people.
You're
really-
gonna
you
have
really
to
no
work with
choice
other
but to
people in
work
this
with
game.
other
Yeah.
people, but you still want the most points.
Yeah, it's technically a cooperative game where you have to all work together in order to achieve what you need to do. But at the end of the day,
it is
you
whoever
also
has
want
the
the
most
most
points.
points.
So there's a little bit of bartering going on. You have to help each other, but at the same time, you do want to get the most
Secretly,
out of it.
You really don't care about them. You just care about yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You want to be the best builder out there.
So I can take the follow action, which is the same as before. I can build
Yep.
one of my personal resources, so for me, either knowledge or gems. Now, I cannot build in Zone 2 because I've built one of each of those in Zone 2, but I can go ahead and build in a different zone. So I'm going to actually build on the coast of this zone here. I'm going to build one of my knowledges, which is going to cost me another $2, which is not good. I'm spending most of my $7 starting money. but I've got some stuff built.
Easy come, easy go.
Money's actually quite difficult to get in this game early on, so that's not great for me, but it is your follow action. It is the trade follow, so you can import one of your goods. Keep in mind, not in this zone because you already have both of yours in the zone, or you can take a basic action as always.
I'm going to choose to take a basic action.
So, with a basic action, you can get $1, 1 fleeting influence, which we'll go over influence when we get to voting, but it influences voting, it's good for you. 1 road, or 1 meeple placement. This early in the game, none of us have access to meeple placements. We need the specific building for it, so the rest are still available.
So I'm going to place a road as my follow-up action right between stone and people because we're going to need those connected.
So the reason this is important is that in order to have, like I showed, you want brick. To build a brick building, it has to have active access through a path to people and stone. And this is for every building. So if you wanted to build books, it would need an active path to crops and to knowledge. I know this is very small. It's a very tiny player aid, but it's a basic idea. There's a bigger aid here,
right here,
which is much easier to see, which would have been a better idea for me to pick that up and show that. But yeah, you can follow the lines and pretty much see what people are looking to go for and things like that. And you need to be connected in order to do it. So
And we forgot to put our...
we did. One thing we forgot to do, which she was just saying, is that whenever you own a new type of resource, to keep track of it on the board, you put a little marker on that resource type to signify that you own it. This is just to keep track of who owns what, because the board can get very cluttered very quickly, and so looking at this can help us get a better idea of, has anybody bought this yet? Does anybody own this yet? Do I have access to this anywhere? And we can go over access in a bit, and it just keeps an eye on things and helps you know what's going on. So, it is your follow action for the trade. You can take a basic action as well.
And I'm going to do the actual follow action that he did. And I'm going to place one of my resources.
All right.
I'm going to place cows, and I want my cows over somewhere by his wood. Because in the long run, I can build a hide factory if I do that. So, I got to decide whether I want to put it there or there.
So, I will point out you can't actually put it here because you can only use the follow-up action for sand or entrance spaces. You
there's
cannot
no
follow
sand
up
there.
in gray or green, which you could go all the way down here, but you'd be quite far away from what you want. So, you're probably going to be better off in Zone 1.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go over here.
Choosing to be rather far away.
Oh, no.
I thought you were-
deciding. I'm trying to decide which one.
So one thing to note on building is, as she talked before, you can never connect to your own buildings, but that is a perfectly legal move to connect to someone else's.
'Cause I'm connected
You can
there.
just never be touching your own. This does include diagonals, and you'll begin to notice as we build, diagonals is perfectly legal for building and is perfectly legal for
Thanks.
travel. So that connecting road I talked about, the long connecting road that has to connect all resources of certain types together in order to build buildings, can be diagonal. And so that it can get confusing quite quickly, but it is perfectly fine.
So that was all the follow actions, so
So
it's
now-
now your turn.
It moves to me, and it is my turn. Chat's here! Hello, chat. So it's my turn. So funnily enough, I'm going to actually take a bit of a different action than everyone else. I'm going to take what's called the construct action. So looking at the construct action here, I can build what's called a personal building. There are a few different types. There are gates and bridges, which we talked about. That's how you get a gate to get through the wall, a bridge to get over water. But then there's also houses, and houses are about those meeples I was talking about. In order to get a meeple, get access to one, you have to have built a house for them. So if I build a personal building of a house, I'll officially have the rights to use meeple placements, which is actually kind of important to me and my character specifically, and I'll get to that in a bit. But the construct card says I may build my personal building, but at -1 cost. It doesn't, there's nowhere really easy for us to show you it, but personal buildings do cost 4. It is on the player aid, so I will get to build it
right
for
there.
3. And the ruling is, it can't be connected to things if I'm building a house, and the house must be placed in the green zone. So I'm actually just going to build it way out of the way over here, because I don't really want it in the way of anything. And then the meeple does stay on my personal board, and I'm going to pay $3 for that. So I am officially out of money. The follow action for that is everyone else may build a personal building, but they have to pay full cost. So it's a little bit more expensive for them to do it.
So follow actions tend to be what the original action was, but either more
Lesser.
expensive, less of a benefit.
etc. Yeah.
At this time, I could also take a basic action.
You can also take a basic action, as always, which is the gain $1, gain 1 fleeting influence. Again, I'll go over it in a bit. 1 road, meeple placement, which I have access to right now.
And I am going to choose to take the $1 as my follow-up action.
And I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take a basic action. I need a road.
You're going to place yourself a road.
I'm trying to do something fancy here.
You're going to try and be fancy, I see.
Trying to place right there, which should
All right.
connect everything.
So
It would
that
be
does
way cooler
indeed
if you put it
connect
over there.
pretty much everything. That is a fancy little road there that connects
Connected.
most of that whole.
Except for
It does not
cows.
connect cows because you can never draw a path through another building. So cows only has access to wood right now, but metal has access to stone, has access to wood, has access to people. That little diamond that he's created has done that. So that was his follow. That means I can't follow myself, so we pass over to him.
Okay, I'm going to take a different action than we've seen so far. I'm going to do the upgrade action.
Show it to this one because this one's easier to see. So with an upgrade, basically what that means is those advanced buildings that I was talking about, those buildings that give us better resources, this upgrade card is the one that does it. With the main upgrade action, he'll be able to build one of the more advanced resource buildings, which will cost him money and specific types of resources labeled on the building, and he'll also get to build 1 road connected to it, which can help because you can never touch your own resources.
I'm going to build the brick.
So he has stone and people.
And it
No,
also
you-
gives me the ability to use a road.
Unfortunately, though, you
yes.
cannot yet.
Why?
On these, it'll show you what you need. You need stone and people. Even though he's connected to people, he doesn't have access to people. He has to buy access to the people first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So,
I'm not gonna
unfortunately, he'll
upgrade.
have to play
There's
what's
a
called the
lot of
trade
steps in this
action.
game.
There is a lot of little things that can really throw you off quite quickly. What access is on that trade card that we showed earlier, which I'll show again here. That
Okay.
second row has new values. This is the rights to buy access to someone else's goods, the right to use them. And this is what she was talking about with the brick building, is that you have to have the resources connected, but you also have to either own them, which means you have your little circle on them, you're the one that built them, or have access to them, which means you paid that player the right to use them.
Okay.
The
And I
cost is right
believe
there
you
on the side of
used-
the trade card,
You use your trade
I
card
did
already.
use my trade card
Yeah.
already.
so he will have to take a different action.
So I can't even do that action. So what I'm going to do instead...
He's used his trade card already?
He used his
Yes.
trade card at the very beginning.
I did.
You get all your cards back when you do a call to vote.
This is
Right.
his
Don't we
first turn. He should have not used a card yet.
No, it's not.
This is turn 1. You never play a card.
Yeah, because we only have 2 resources on the board, so you couldn't have
Did
played
you do
that.
a follow? Maybe you followed.
You
and did
followed
the
and
Took
you
it
trade?
probably
on a
put it.
trade? Oh, I
Yeah.
may
You must have
followed.
followed, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You do have all your cards, so you can absolutely take the trade action to buy access, but you will have to wait a whole nother turn to build the building.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's,
only one
that's
thing a
what
turn.
I'm going to do then. I'm going to use my trade action. So I'm going to use my trade card. And I'm going to buy access to your people.
So what he does
Which-
with that is we take the owner and we pick them up and we put him under.
And
The
I
person
owe
on top
you-
is the owner.
You owe me
Um,
2,
he is in gray,
House of 3.
so you owe him 4. Because
Oh.
to buy access is 1 more than it is to place in that zone.
you go.
So if you
Oh,
look at the
yeah.
helpful little hint there, it's 3 for gray, so 4 if you're buying access.
Okay.
And now he has the rights to use the people, but Ryan here is still the ultimate owner, which will come to effect when we come to delivering goods. The owner is a good distinction and needs to be known.
So I get to follow.
You get to follow.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy access, as we've worked through what he did, or you can place do what's called import. Place one of your little square buildings on a tile, but only on sand or on red. You cannot
I
on
think
green
I'm
or
going to
gray.
take a basic action, and I would.
And you can see it right there
I would
is
like
the cost.
A road, please.
It's the same as there. It's the follow action.
A
They're just
road it
repeating
is.
it. You can
And
import
I'm
or
going
that.
to put it between my crops and my cows.
So she's now connected up those 2 buildings. I will point out it would be lovely if there were some crops in this area or this area. That would be great for me. But,
Yeah,
I
I'm
figure
doing
not.
my own
I
thing
figure
over
that's
here
not
for
going to
now, so
happen.
yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
I figured.
I'm going to follow his trade action. I'm going to purchase access to her cows here.
No.
You cannot.
I said no.
You have no say in it. It's their mine now.
No, sir, you may not have my cows.
So that costs me $2?
She's in a red zone, so it costs you $2 because it's 1 to place in an entrance zone, but you pay more when
need
buying
some
access.
change.
Don't be turning my cows
So
into hide
he
now.
needs change, so we just give 2 to her. And
When she wakes up in the morning, there will be 50% less cows.
But there'll be lots of leather.
That's your turn.
so it's my turn to follow. I have no money, so I cannot do the follow trade action because I don't have the money to place. So I'm just going to take a basic action, and I'm going to take the one where I gain $1 for my basic action. And then it leads back to him, so he passes active player, and we're back to round 2.
Okay, round 2.
Or round 2, yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
not to the
going to
hand
do
yet.
the upgrade because for me, on my little crops card here, it shows that my food can be upgraded to the cooking upgrade.
Your crops can go to cooking.
Which
So,
is that one right there.
That building. You want it, I'm
let's
assuming,
look at-
over here where the
I
crops
do.
are. Because
What color does it need to be on though? It has to at least be on one.
it doesn't have to be on one color. This is not the type of building that
Oh,
has
it's not
to.
the prestige building. Okay,
Only
yeah.
those buildings
Yeah.
need to, which we'll go over in a bit. But it cannot be touching any of your own buildings, including diagonals. I'm sorry, I'm having some form of hiccup thing going on. So you do get to place a road with the
Yes,
upgrade card,
so I'll have
thankfully.
to extend the road out.
Otherwise, you would not be able to. Where would you like it? Because you can't really. The side, what angle?
That side closest to you.
This is the difficult
Right.
part, is that when people can't reach the board, you have to help them out, and it can be quite difficult to figure out what angle they want the piece at, because they're so different, and there's so many different ways.
That's beauteous.
That?
Sure.
All right. So now we look at how the building got made. So in this case, it's actually fairly simple. She made the building with her own crops. So she doesn't have to pay anyone anything. She doesn't have to do anything because it's all on her own. She does have one of her circles, which goes on here to indicate that it's hers. She will have to pay $4 for the building as well, which is easy
I
for
will
her.
gladly do that.
She does gain 1 point, as shown in the little banner here. I can pick it up and show it. 1 point to whoever delivered the crops, which is her because they're her crops,
So on the point board that goes
around the track.
around the track,
She's on 1.
or the track that goes around the board, actually.
And now she does have access to food, which is what shows anything in a banner is what's needed. Anything in a circle like that is what is going to be produced by that building. So now you may take the follow action, build a tier 2 or tier 3 building.
Okay, yeah,
If you
play-
can't, you can take a basic action.
I played upgrade.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the same as her, but I'm going to do it with my... I have access to cows and wood,
All
so I
right,
should be able to make hide.
you do indeed.
You're gonna kill my cows.
So
I'm going to kill some cows.
you have to
And
have
it's
the
over
money
here.
for the building, so grab the hide building. You do not get to place a road with it because of the upgrade action. It is lesser,
That's the
and
hide.
it shows you just build a tier 2 or tier 3 building. You don't get the road, which is what the main action does get. So
Does it need to connect to both resources?
it needs to connect to both resources via line, but cannot touch your own resource, I will add. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to build that because she built it diagonally like that with no road.
You can put it right there.
Nope, because
not?
he's not connected to cows, because you can't draw a line through buildings.
Yep.
So because of that weird diagonal, I don't think he can build it.
He needs
because,
a road with
That's
it.
a real big shame right there.
Yep. So unfortunately, you're probably gonna have to take a basic
I'll
action to
take,
place a road to get yourself.
But it's gonna be your turn next.
A
and
line.
then you can play your upgrade card.
So if I put it right here, the next turn...
The next turn you can absolutely place, and it will be connected to both buildings without touching your own. Those are the little
But
weird
it'll be
diagonals
touching
that
his
can make it very
diagonal, though.
difficult. It will not be because he does not own this.
Oh, that's right.
He
I
has
own it.
access.
Yeah.
You own it. So you can only not touch buildings that you own together. You can touch buildings you have access to together all you want, and other people's all you want.
So then...
So it's my follow. I am poor and cannot afford to follow, even though I would wish to. So I'm just going to take a road, actually, and start trying to connect my things up here a bit.
And for my follow-up, I do not have the funds that I need to do what I would like to build over there, so I'm going to just take the $1 as my follow-up.
And now active player passes, and it's your turn.
I'm not poor, so I will,
Hey, buddy.
I will upgrade.
He is going to play the upgrade card, which is the same as
I'll
her
do-
turn.
Well,
what I
She's
tried to
probably
do.
he's probably now, yes, going to purchase the hide building that he couldn't last turn.
So I could just do this.
You can put it however you'd like, as long as it's actively connecting to the resources it needs, which are the ones in the banner. So if we look, we can draw a line
Circle.
without any buildings in the way to the wood that the thing wants, and to the cows that the thing wants. It's actively touching them, which is fine. So now we look at who delivered what. He delivered the wood, so that's 1 point to himself. But he actually isn't the one that delivered the cows, even though he had access. Orange is the one that delivered the cows. So we take one of Orange's cubes, and we're going to put it on here to signify that this is what Orange did. Orange brought this here. And then we're going to move Orange up on the track. They each have gained 1
Yes,
point
and I
from the
already did that.
endeavor.
Now,
And then-
since I own hide,
You now own hide, so your
I can
income
go
is going to
up
go
on
up
the
1.
income.
And you're going to also take one of your cubes and put it on the little owner space of hide. I also forgot to ask you for a cube when you gained access to people. And I forgot to ask for you a cube when you gained access.
No,
Access
I didn't gain access.
is
to
the upper
anything
one.
yet.
Oh no, you gained access. I'm sorry, I pointed
Yeah.
at the wrong person. So
I gained access
people,
to people.
the upper ones without the weird little extra square means you have access to the building. The lower ones with the weird little square means you own. So, did you put? You need one of yours to say that you have access to cows,
and I also get a road.
and then you do get a road with that purchase. It does have to be connected to this building that
to
you
that
made.
building. Okay.
So you may place the road wherever you'd like connected to that. To speed things along while he chooses how to place the road, because I'm poor and can't take that, I'm literally just taking another road to start connecting my things up.
Just in case there are any future endeavors over here, I'll just get that.
Okay.
Just put that right there.
So it is your follow action,
follow?
because I just sped through mine quick.
I again, as my follow action, I am just going to take money. I'm going to choose to take 1 coin.
All right.
Do you guys want to pay me to be like your accountant or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
Keep track of your money better?
No,
dollar
I'm
or
pretty
two.
happy.
Okay.
I know I spent all of mine, but I feel like I'm pretty well off right now, and it was a good choice to do it. So I just wish some crops would magically appear in one of these zones, so I didn't have to travel so
Yeah,
far to get
people
to
would
them.
be nice over there. Just saying.
Sadly, people can't just appear out of nowhere, so.
Yeah, sadly, teleportation isn't a thing, so that's okay. But
I can
with
push
that,
later on.
yes, well, we'll get to that later. Everyone's followed, so it
Yep.
passes to me, and it's my turn. Now, I can't do what I would ultimately like to do, because I'm poor and can't do it. So I have to take a different action.
You were just talking big about how much money you had.
So instead, I'm going to do on my turn, I can play one of my cards, but instead of using whatever it's for, in this case, the recruit card, which I'll go over later, I'm going to take a basic action, which I can do with my card. I still have to give up the card, but instead of taking the action that's normally on it, I get to take one of the basic actions, and I am going to take $1. With this, no one can follow me because it's just a basic action, so I just pass my turn on to the next person and discard the card into my discard pile.
Okay. Now I believe I have the funds, and I believe I have the ability to place a upgraded building onto the board.
All right, you get one road with it.
In
I'm
order-
assuming you want that
I
brick
want
building
the
that you were
brick.
going for before.
Yes, I would like to have bricks, and I would like to.
It cannot be touching anything you own, as always.
I would
including
probably
diagonally.
like to put it.
And it must have a active connection to the resources it needs.
I'm going to put it right here.
So, this is not a valid placement, because if we follow the line from stone, it cannot get to it without going through
Oh,
a
yeah,
building.
I have to go. I have to put it.
You'd
I
have to
can't
put
do
it.
that.
You cannot put it here because of your metal. This is an example of very tight building, which can be
Yeah.
more efficient because it saves you space. But in the end, it's also pretty awful because you can't touch any buildings you own, even diagonally. So it can be quite difficult to actually get a building
Might
properly
be better
placed.
off to put your road here
Yeah, I
and build
can.
it this way.
I think I'm
Again,
gonna
Would that
have
work?
to.
Oh,
It
no,
won't
it
connect to
won't.
the people then.
Yes, it will. It will connect to the people.
Not through. You can't connect through the stone.
See if I go through here.
You would need
Yeah.
more active roads.
I can't touch there.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
This is where the efficiency of
Could you
building
put
close
your
together.
road- Could you put your road right here and then put your thing here? 'Cause
Can't
then
touch
it'd
his
be
own
going-
building.
I can't touch my own building, but
On
I
any
could do
side.
it the other way around. I could put it here.
You will still be diagonally touching your own building.
Yep.
So unfortunately, it looks
No,
like
I
you.
could put it right there.
Yes. No. You're
yes.
in the water.
No,
You're
I'm
in the
not.
water there.
No, I'm
no,
not.
he's not.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're actually perfectly fine.
I'm
So
actually
that is a
good.
valid placement. So that is one of the
kind of
things.
tricky to put them on the board sometimes.
Exactly.
So-
Hello, everyone. Evening. Hello, Twitch. I see you all. Hi. If anyone has any questions, as always, shoot them our way. We can't see chat. We are watching. This game is a little complex. I'm going through it as we go. Yes, the building is difficult, especially when you build very close together, but space is important. So there's kind of two valid strategies of spreading out or staying close together, and you can see a little bit of each one going on as you look around.
Okay, so we're going to score this now. Since I own the stone, I'm going to get 1 point for delivering the stone.
But
Ryan
Ryan delivered the people.
Delivered the people, so
So-
he's going to get 1 point for
the people.
people.
And you'll see that you may think 1 point's not a lot, but in this game, having just 1 point for a building here and there is actually going to add up to a lot very quickly as you start getting through the game. Even 1 point here, 1 point there actually adds up.
It also gains me a resource.
You have now gained a new type of resource in bricks,
So I
so your
move up
income
in
will go
score.
up 1. And then everyone can follow, taking the upgrade follow, which you can
Did
see
you move yourself up?
here. He did.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
I'm gonna take
the
a
main
basic
action is
action
to build the
instead.
building and build
do
a
what?
road, which is what he did. The
basic
follow is
action,
just
but
to
I
build the
want
building.
a influence.
She's going to take a basic action, which is on the back of the cards here. Gain
She's
a dollar,
chosen to take an
influence, road. It is important that it is a white influence. We'll get to that with voting. They mean different things. And that is her follow.
So what did you play? What card?
He played the upgrade card,
I
so you
played
can
the
build an
upgrade.
upgraded building at its cost,
Minus the
minus
road.
the road.
I cannot.
So this
do
game
that,
is called
so I'm
Founders
going
of
to take an
Gloomhaven.
influence.
It is
also
story-wise, it
had
is
to
based
pay
off the
for
game
my building.
Gloomhaven, but it is a completely separate game. You do not need Gloomhaven to play. It is called Founders of Gloomhaven, if you want to look it up.
So I'm going to take. I can't build any buildings.
You cannot, so you can take a basic action as your follow.
I could build high.
which
Well, I couldn't build high because you
Is
can't
one
build
of
two of the
those.
same type.
The
right?
money. You can never have two of the same type of resource in the same zone, divided by the river and the wall. So right now there's already a hide building, which is signified by the little circle. You guys can't really see it because of the angle it's built at, but that little circle there shows a little hide picture. Can't have two in the same zone.
So I'm just going to take a fleeting influence.
So he takes one of the fleeting influence, which will be an influence when we go to voting, which
Gotta
clearly
keep up with
is.
you if you're going to start. Start going for that.
We are obviously using two different cameras. I actually don't know what we're using for the split screen. Someone else is running it for us right now, so
But we can find out.
hopefully they are out and about and maybe seeing chat and can answer that for us. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'm honest. So it's my follow. I am just going to take $1 because again, I have no money.
Okay.
And
then
ignore the plane if you
player
can hear it.
moves to cat.
And it is her turn to play a card.
Decisions, decisions, decisions. I believe what I'm going to do is recruit.
Oh, nice. German. Hope you get it soon. It's a great game.
And I am going
No
to...
worries, mate. Completely understandable.
I'm going
It
to
happens.
recruit this guy here.
All right, so you are going to take the recruit action. So there's
Yep.
a few important things to note about it. There are numbers on the board that signify how much it costs. I'm not quite sure if you guys can see it. It's just 1, 1, 2, 2. It's a row. So she is recruiting this guy specifically. It's going to require a few things, which I don't know if you actually meet the requirements of. This guy, you need to have access or own gems in order to purchase him. He needs gems.
Oh, okay. You know what? I cannot, because I thought that was fleeting influence. And that
Oh,
is
no.
why I purchased a fleeting influence before.
Unfortunately, it is
because I thought it would
gems.
give me him.
So we actually have a very bad lineup of people looking at it right now because a lot of them are higher tier resources. So
So
you
my
may not
bad.
see us purchase recruits for a little while. But
But what you will see now is a call to vote.
a
which
call to vote.
all of us have to do at one time or another in order to get your cards returned to your hand that you've already
So
played.
this is the more complicated one. We're going to go through it in phases. We start off with whoever played the card. How many
Which is
cards
me.
did you have left in your hand?
I would have had
Not
two.
including the vote card.
Yep, two.
So there are 3 things listed here. If you had 3 or more cards left in your hand when you called the vote, you would get all 3. You cannot duplicate, so she can take $1, 1 fleeting influence, or 1 road. Since she had 2 cards, she can take 2 out of 3 of these. but she cannot take, for example, two
Road
roads.
and a dollar.
So road and a dollar. The road must be placed immediately.
Decisions. I will put it
Here.
like, no, it crops there. Yeah, pointing downwards.
This is
towards
crops. This is food.
Oh, I'm sorry, food.
Food by food. All right, right there. So now we go to the next part.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right.
Okay.
Resetting your hand and any meeples that you had out, which you have no meeples,
No
out,
meeples
but you do
I
take
reset
all
my
your cards
hand,
back.
So I get all my cards back.
Now all of us gain a few different things. We all gain money equal to our income. So for me, that's 2. It looks like some other people have 3 though, so they will gain $3.
Yep, I got 3.
Ryan
So-
gains 3.
One
Kat?
thing, she
Um,
gains none because
none.
she is the one who called the vote, and the one who
I
called the
also
vote doesn't
gained
get it.
3.
I may be pulling this a little out of frame to read it myself. I'm sorry if I'm doing that. I'm not sure. It's out of habit. So another thing is that anyone who has built a house, it shows it on the player card. Again, it's difficult for us to show. If someone can grab the spare one we have and we're showing. Anyone with a house built, you can see it on the left-hand side of the board there, gains 1 fleeting influence, the white gems, whenever we vote. So on top of gaining income, they gain that only if they're not the one that called the vote. Now we do what's called voting. So we're going to look at, we have some cards up here that I don't think you guys can see, so I'm going to move them into the center of the board, and just, they are in this order still. They have an order, and they have a little thing that shows us what color we're voting for, whether it be red, yellow, or blue, so I will put mine there to signify that for now. We are going to vote. So basically we're going to take all of our tokens into our hand, and looking at the cards, we're going to look for what we can bring. These buildings are basically elite buildings that need resources in order to be built, and we want to be the one to bring the resources to them, because that's what gets us points. So if you look, for example, she could bring the crops to this building, and it would be worth 1 point to her. I could bring the gems to it, which would be 2 points for me. But nobody has a mechanics building yet, so nobody can get those 5 points quite yet. It's not wrong to build that one. We could. Even though none of us have it, we wouldn't lose it. It goes out on the board, and someone can deliver it at any time. So it's not like, oh, well, no one has mechanics, so we don't want that building because we're going to lose points. Basically, we're all going to be voting for whatever we can get the most points out of, most likely. Every token counts as 1 vote. So if I had this one in my hand, that would be 1 vote. But any fleeting influence, these little white gems, counts as another. So this would be 2 votes for red when I revealed my hand. An important thing to note about influence is that there is also lasting influence, which is red here. Lasting influence counts as 2 votes. So if I had this would be 4 votes in total for red if I put this. Lasting influence, you can just keep on your player board and use it whenever you want, but fleeting influence, whether you use it or not, is lost every time a vote is called. So I have this fleeting influence. If I don't use it during this vote, I lose it. So I might as well use it even if I don't think my vote's going to win. Whichever one has the most votes gets put in the city, and based on who spent the most influence is going to get to choose where on this board it goes, which could be very important, because knowing where it goes is basically deciding who's going to deliver to it in what order, because you have to connect up.
Check chat, I can explain too. As far as getting the lasting influence gems, you normally get them when you go ahead and recruit a helper that pays out 1 lasting gem to you. There might be other ways of getting the gem, but this is the most common way of getting that, if you were interested in those.
So I do agree, especially for this game, being able to see the board bigger would be nice. This is just the current setup we've got going on, but yeah, no worries at all. We're not going to get angry for suggestions at all. That is always nice and welcome, as long as it's polite, which you have been. But yeah, obviously it would be nice to be able to see the board in full. This is just the setup we've unfortunately got for tonight. So hopefully we can make do with it. We're all going to take a vote at this point. So
We're not
the
powering
votes.
up here. We're just waiting.
No, they're all waiting for me to vote because I have not voted yet because I was the one talking. So I did not vote. So basically you're going to take one hand, put it in the center. This is the hand with the things you want to spend, and then this is the hand with the no-goes. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, we reveal.
Yes.
So if we look at this,
Yellow.
3 votes for yellow, 2 votes for blue and 2 votes for red. So yellow wins. And because he spent the most influence,
He's going to get to
he is going to get to choose where it goes.
I influence.
So any influence that was spent goes, and he gets to place the board. Place the card, I should say. So this is the card that is coming into play. This is the one that was voted for.
Which one is that?
This is the Greymeyer Estate. You'll notice a few things about the cards. One, this is the things that can be delivered to it, but it has a terrain type in the upper right-hand corner here. This basically is, the building must be touching one of those terrain types. So he can build this building anywhere
The shape.
following a few specific rules. It doesn't have the shape on. There it is. There's the picture of it if you need it. So he can't overlap anything, so he can't be like, I want to put it right here and put it on a bunch of buildings. He can't do that. He has to make sure that at least one of the tiles of it is touching a green, because green is this card's, the green lands, the forested lands are its terrain type. It also needs to make sure that there are a few other things. It cannot have the same color, so right now that doesn't matter, but let's say we had another green prestige building out on the board, signified by the fact that this banner is green. They can never be in the same zone. So like resources, if you have 2 green prestige buildings out, they have to be in different zones. That means it is possible to have a prestige building that's just not placeable, and in that case, it just goes out of the game.
And the zones again are
1, 2, 3, followed by the wall and the river. This, if you see it, it's a dead zone, no building. I forgot to explain that, but basically it's explained as like a void, and you're just not allowed to build. You'll also see it has a meeple action right here. This is a little spot that means a meeple could go here if you had one. If you have done what's called delivering to the building, which means you've brought resources to it, which we'll go over when it happens, then you can take this action by placing your meeple on it. It just expands the amount of actions we'll be able to take and our choices and things like that, depending on the building. So you may place that.
So I definitely want to place it over here.
It can go in any zone because currently it's the first prestige building. It must have 1 tile on green.
That's
It
easy
can
enough.
be touching other people's buildings, but it can also be entirely isolated.
I'm going to put it right here because that'll instantly grant me points for my people.
So because it's already connected, he instantly delivers his people to the prestige building. So what we do is we take his cube and we put it on here to signify he delivered the people. And now we look. No one helped him deliver the people. The people are all his, even though someone does have what's called access to it. No one helped him build these people. These people are all his own. So he gets both of the 2 points. And now if he wished and he had a meeple available, anytime on his turn, he could take a basic action, or during a follow, he could actually take a basic action as well, and place his meeple on there and gain the benefit, which every card does something different. It's, we can't go through the whole deck, unfortunately, but they all just give different actions and things.
And in the same turn,
In the same turn, the brick ultimately delivers as well, so we put a cube for white because white is the owner of brick, but white doesn't get all 4 points. Brown here helped him. Brown here brought the people. So we look at it. 1 point would go to the person who owns stone, which is him. So white gets 1 point. 1 point would also go to the person who delivered people because they helped. Then the leftover points, the other 2, go to the owner of the building who delivered. So it goes to white because white is the one that delivered the bricks in the end.
thank you, Brown.
Yep, anytime. So now is that building finished?
That building is not finished. It is only finished. A prestige building is considered finished when everything has been delivered to it. Then we put a house on it.
I was looking at the wrong one, yeah.
Yeah. And when a house goes on it, our goal is to have 6 houses ends the game.
You
So
need gems and what else? No, we
it
need
wants
jewelry.
rings and it wants smiths, which smiths are tier 3 and rings are tier 2.
It's a really meaty building.
See,
Yeah.
now if you build people over by my kitchen there,
Yeah.
we can make smiths.
Oh, we're getting a bit of a deal going on.
Well, it
you would have
helps
to
him,
traverse
too.
the entire country to get there.
No, I could build a
But it helps
person here.
everybody because we want to get this
Finished.
completed.
But I don't really want to get you the 7 points, if I'm honest. I'd rather just, let that
I'll
happen
think
and
about
fill a
it.
different building.
I'll talk to my
So
people.
now we're gonna pull from the bottom of the deck to refill this lineup. This is just so we don't know what's coming and can't go, oh, I know what's gonna be in the next lineup for vote. I'm gonna prepare for that. So we pull from the bottom and add 3 new ones.
Which 2 are red.
So
which
2 are
means
red,
we cannot
which is
do
a
that.
no-no. Thank you. I did not catch that. So I put the other one on top of the deck. which means it'll be a very long time till we get to it, and then I put a new one out. There can never be
we
two of the
go.
same color. Later on in the game, we're going to have to start watching because we have to check and make sure these prestige buildings are all placeable. In general, right now, they're going to be because we have 2 empty zones with no prestige buildings at all, but later on it's going to start mattering. And if there ever was one that can't be placed, we remove it and draw a new one. It's no
You
penalty
called
to
the vote,
us.
so
Why
now
don't
on
you
your
go
turn.
over
So now it's my
placing
turn.
the buildings with
But we're
one
still-
color in each
But
section?
we
Yes.
were just laying those things down.
That was all from the voting.
Oh, was
He
it?
placed the
Oh.
building connected directly
Yeah,
to
yeah, that
it,
was
which
all
means
from the
that all of it delivered immediately. It's his turn. But yes, placing the prestige buildings.
We did it right. That's fine.
We did it. The prestige buildings, as I said, same
That's all I had
color,
to hear.
can't be in the same zone. So, like, a green prestige building can no longer be in zone 1 because there's already one. Also, the same shape, and this is the hard part, is that it's the same exact shape. So if it's one tile bigger, but it's still the same shape, that's fine. It's just as long as it's the exact same shaped tile, it cannot be in the same zone. So anything that's green, any prestige green building, cannot go in zone 1. Also, anything that is whatever you want to call this weird shape, can't go in zone 1 now.
Could you? So it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a little deal here, friend.
I see. Cooperation is
You want me
beginning.
to build people in this area.
If you build people there, then we have access to the smithy. And the only way we're going to satisfy that card is to have a smithy.
Okay. Well, I'm done with that card. I don't care what you do with the people. That's fine.
So yeah, just give me some people over there.
If you build cows here,
I will.
you promise.
I promise, just don't slaughter
If
them
you
and make
go
hide
back
out
on
of
your
them.
deal, I'll be really sad. So,
Oh,
don't do
no,
that.
no.
all right.
People.
Is this deal legal? Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to collaborate with the people. I couldn't do something like here, wink, wink, build people, give her
me
3
money,
coins.
yeah.
But we can talk about what we want to do.
And
Yeah,
collaborate.
in general,
it is
it's-
a cooperation game.
It is a cooperation game, so it's perfectly legal to be like, hey, this helps you and this helps me, but no one has to hold up to anything. So
Right. If she turns
they
her
could
back
be
on me,
completely
I'll
lying.
think of her less as a human being, but it's not against the rules. So
Exactly. So basically,
We
these
have
little
history,
table
though.
talk deals of
Yeah.
like, hey, you build in this zone and I'll build in this zone kind of deal are perfectly fine. It's just,
how much money is flowing behind? You don't even want to know.
yeah, no, don't want to know.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take my turn. Ooh, actually, I cannot trade yet, so it's gonna be a bit before I can put my people down. But
So I just gotta take it on your
my
your
word.
smile and your word.
But yeah, that's basically, you can't do anything if people don't follow a deal, but it is a cooperation game, so being like, hey, this helps both of us if you build this in this area, will you do it? Or, hey,
Well, I'm
I'll do
gonna-
it, but I really need this over here, so how about we help each other out? That's perfectly legal, but like they said, the money or things like that are not legal. Just as you can pitch for like, hey, I think this building is the best one for us, but you can't say, I'll give $3 to whoever votes for
So-
this building for me.
I want as much influence as possible in the next vote, so I'm gonna do construct. I'm gonna build a house. So I'll
At
get
-1
influence.
cost, so you build a personal building at -1 cost. Now you
Yep.
can't really see it, but on our play rates, they cost $4 to build a house. It costs $4 to build a bridge or gate. So he builds it at 1 less cost for only $3, and then he is building a house. The rules for houses: they must be in grass, and they cannot be touching anything you already own. In general, the houses don't need to be connected to anything, so most of the time people build them way out in the middle of nowhere to kind of keep
more
them
than
out of the
likely,
way.
we won't be building any more prestige buildings in that corner, so just anywhere in that corner
All right.
is fine for me. And then that you all can follow with the
Building a personal
Building a
building at its regular cost.
What is it, $4?
It's $4 for a bridge, gate, or a house, and they each have different placement rules. Bridges only on water, gates only on walls, and houses on grasslands, not touching anything you own. So I'm just going to take a basic action, which is the ones on the back of the cards. But I'm actually going to take a bit of a unique one. I'm going to use the meeple placement, which we haven't gone over yet. So you can't fully see it, but each of us have a race that we play that we unfortunately couldn't fit into the board. If we have a spare one, we can hold up to the camera there. And each one has a meeple action at the bottom. So for me, I may build an advanced resource building, which is one of these higher tiered buildings here, but I get it for -2 cost, but I don't get the road. So I'm going to attempt, and I'm testing because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it without connecting to my own, and I don't think I am without the road. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take that action right now because of the placement rules of no diagonals. There is a lot of having to take a building and just see if it fits or not because it can be hard to tell. So
The board is two-sided. On the other side, it's a much more open
open
freer
plan,
side.
yes.
You don't have to deal with walls basically at all, I don't think.
I don't
there's
believe
any.
there are any walls, but there are some rivers still that are in your way. But it's much more open plan. There's much more room if you don't like as much crowding and you want a bit more space. We're playing kind of the more. This is kind of the recommended side to play.
The traditional side.
So since we're teaching it, we're playing the more traditional side. But you absolutely can play on the open space side, and it's nice to have the more room. So I can't build that building, so I have to pass on taking the meeple action that I wanted to take, and instead take the build a road action and start expanding.
Okay, for my follow, I am actually going to build
So you
the
can't
house.
follow me because I took a basic action.
I thought we were
Oh,
following.
Yeah,
we
you're
were
following
following
him.
him. I'm
You're
still. I'm
following
sorry.
him.
Yeah.
Not
So it's your turn.
construct,
Yes, I'm
I
following
failed.
him, and I'm basically doing the same action he did. I'm
Brain.
going to build my house, which costs me
Can
4
our
coins.
houses touch?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You just can't touch your own.
It's cost me 4 coins, which I'm going to donate there.
Howdy, neighbor.
Frees up my meeple,
So you now
which
have
I
it.
can
Yep.
now use down here
If you wish.
if I wish it in the future turn. Your follow.
All right. Paying $4 to build a bridge.
Where would
Because
you
in
like
this
that
game,
bridge?
love does not build a bridge. So, I'm
You
gonna
advocated for
pay
it greatly.
it.
That's you
That's
have
a gate.
A gate there.
You gotta build a gate there, not a bridge.
A gate.
They're literally the same tile, just with a different image on it.
Technically, you can build a bridge over a wall.
Which time is it? I'm going to assume you mean what time is it for us
Yeah.
right now?
About 4:30,
it's
5 o'clock?
About 5 o'clock for us right now.
Went over.
There.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
There's your gate.
And now that'll.
And then
Now
pass.
turn passes to
Your
me,
turn.
and now that I was confused thinking it was my turn, it was not. Now it is my turn. And I'm actually going to play the upgrade action because I finally have some money. So I am going to build an advanced resource building and construct a road with it. I'm going to take this gem factory that I was looking at and laying out, and I'm going to try and fit it here. It needs to be connected to gems, so I'm probably just going to do that. Although, I'm sorry, this is not a gem factory. It is a ring factory. So I'm kind of hoping that if I play my cards right, and get a road in the right spot,
Here,
which I'm not going to be able
22:56.
to.
It's 22. I
Military
don't know.
time.
Military time, yeah.
That's
but
military time.
What is that?
So I think that means it's pretty late for him.
I think it's pretty late for you.
It's either pretty late or
Yeah, that's pretty late.
Yeah.
Pretty early, yeah.
Is it like really dark where you're at now? Is it
it-
nighttime?
It might be nighttime or it might be morning time. We don't fully know military time, but
22,
yeah,
it's almost
It's-
midnight.
Yeah.
it's kind of late afternoon dinner time for us. I want this ideally close to this because I can deliver the rings, and I don't want to build millions of miles to get there. So I'm going to do this, which means I'm making my way that way. I did the upgrade action, so the follow is build a tier 2 or 3 building, but you don't get the road that I got. And that is an illegal placement of the road. I'm sorry. I'm going to do that.
For my follow, I'm just going to take 1 coin.
Ditto.
Okay.
10:56 p.m. All right, so it's 11 o'clock. All right.
Okay.
Overnight shift, not much to do? Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it? I'm sure that's kind of boring to be on
Your turn.
overnight shift.
All right, I am going to take an influence because I want my building to be picked.
And this is when we move to his turn.
Okay.
It's not obvious at all that you really have a building that you want.
I'm not saying it. I have a really bad habit of
Of calling your
saying-
moves.
saying and then
I'm going to, on my turn,
you'll wake up.
I'm going
with
to
a
take
cow
a
head in your
basic
bed.
action, and I'm going
Yeah.
to take an influence.
So you still have to spend a card to do that, but
Yes.
no one can follow you. So you're just going to pass the token along after you've spent your
And
card.
I'm going to spend that card. Just so everybody knows, I spent my recruit card, which right now is difficult to use.
Because we have very high tier
Because they're
recruits
very
out, we
high
just got an
tiers.
unlucky deal.
Okay? Player passes.
You're not annoying us at all.
What card did you play?
I played the upgrade card.
Okay.
I'm trying to see. There was a reason why I started going towards you.
Hello.
Why was they going towards you? What do you got down there? You've got.
I've got knowledge, which with your crops we could make some books. I've got some gems and some rings going now. I've kind of accidentally began building towards you. I didn't intend to.
You wanted to build over there, right?
Me?
Yeah.
You
Oh.
also
I'm
should
staying
have
away
a
from
ring.
that disaster.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I'm going to
You
keep
should
to
also
my
have a
word
ring.
then.
I should.
And
You're
build
right.
my
So
cows for you.
he caught me.
So
Ring
play my
right
trade card
here.
again, which
I
means
now
I
own rings,
will.
so I add that, and I add
I
to
may
my
not have
income.
enough money to do that. It'd be all my money to bring cows
I
to you.
mean, I'll spend all my money to build people, so.
It's your choice.
All right, fair enough. I'll do it.
But yeah, there are a lot
We
of
need
little
it.
things in this game that we may forget and have to quickly readjust on. I forgot that I own rings now, so I should mark it out here so that way we know.
Yeah, we gotta
So
be
I
smart
did.
about this, so when we build the other stuff, it'll
Fit.
That's fine. That's a good spot.
either
Or we
that,
could
or should I
do-
put us like this and do so we can?
Dear God, don't do diagonal again. Stay away from that.
I am. I'm doing diagonal.
Well, actually,
You hate the
I was
diagonals.
thinking when I first wanted to build there, I should have been able to do it because you get a road. So I shouldn't have had to wait to place a road.
It depends.
You don't get a road when you follow.
Depends.
if you were following.
If I was
yeah.
okay, yep.
You only get a road with the upgrade action if you were the one that played the card. If you were following, you don't get a road, which means
Your
no
turn.
placey.
Okay.
Well, you're follow.
So I will stay true to my word. I will build some people.
Yay.
Where do you want it?
I need them over by cooking, which is over there. But
I could put them in. Well, grass is kind of expensive. I prefer to put them over here.
sure. Can you put them right next to my crops by that road? This side?
Like this.
Yeah, but like next to that road? Yeah, like right there.
Yeah, that's perfectly legal placement.
Boop. It only cost me 1 or 2.
It's red, so I think it's only one, right?
That's
One
2
to
'cause it's
one to
follow.
place.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not more for follow.
No, one.
For people.
So 1 coin.
And now it's your turn to follow.
It's my turn to follow the trade action. I only have 1 coin. Again, I seem to have found myself out of money. I am going to just build a road this way.
We're in the U.S.
I am taking 1 coin as my follow action.
Same
Back to-
here. Oh no, it's
No.
back to me.
Back.
Here I am trying to get more
so
money.
Yep.
It's my turn.
Yep.
It is indeed your turn.
Well.
Yeah, it's important to
um,
pass that active player marker because you will start. It gets very confusing whose turn it is
how
when you
much
start
influence
slacking
does
on it.
everybody have?
I will. I have
1.
none. I'll be honest. I have none.
I have 1.
I have
What
no
do you think about
influence.
voting for?
What do you want?
Well, I don't really want to say.
I think we all know which card you want.
You probably want yellow.
I think we're
I
all
would
very
vote for
aware.
yellow.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Sorry,
call
I may
to
have bumped my
vote.
mic there.
So
I get $2.
I only have 1 card left, so I'm going to take an influence for
So
my
you're
1
going to take
card.
an influence for your call to
Or
vote.
for my 1.
And
$2,
as we go through the
please.
call to vote card, now he resets his hand, and while he's doing that, we gain our income. So
Yep.
for me, it's 3. Our income is based on the number of unique resources
no,
we have on
3.
the board, which is why it's important to keep track of it here so you can quickly see what your income should be. Also, if you do have a house, which I do, you gain 1 fleeting influence every time we
also
call a
gain
vote. And then you set up your vote. Basically the same thing as what we did before. We're going to take all our voting tokens. You guys can't fully see what we're voting on here, but I can put them here instead, and just remember 1, 2, 3, red, yellow, blue. And then we're going to vote.
Wonder Twin Powers.
Now I'm in a
activate.
unique situation that I don't want the card that everyone else seems to have said that they want. But I'm going to hope that some people are lying about what they're going to vote and just vote for what I want.
Oh, everybody did.
Yeah, we all said yellow.
Okay,
I didn't mean to. I put the wrong one in my hand, didn't I?
We are tied.
But you have less points.
I have less points.
So the way this works is that when we vote, yellow had the most votes overall. If you count all influence and everything, we had, every one of us voted for yellow and had a bunch of influence in. So yellow easily won. But now we count at who's going to get to place the card. Looking at that, they each have 2 influence played, 2 fleeting influence, which is 2. So they tie.
What card is it?
So normally that would be the winning factor, but because they tied, we now move on to who has the least amount of points. And looking at the track, if we look between brown and white, where the two are tied, white has less, so white will get to choose where the building goes.
Okay.
So we flip the building meeple side up. You cannot place that in a zone with another green building already.
It's
And
the same shape.
it's not
No,
the same shape.
It's not.
They're
It's
different shapes,
It's not even
but-
close.
Oh, okay.
but
it
they
is a
can't be
green
placed
building,
because they're green.
so it has to go in a different zone.
We get rid of these cards.
So
What's on it?
Ideally, you should put it like right around here.
It must be on one green tile
Right
at
up
least.
Why would you put it here?
Oh, it's
Well,
got to be on a white
That's
tile.
fine. You can
Green.
put it here.
No, it's
I
gotta
can-
be on
I
green.
can deal with that.
Cows and hide. Oh, cows and hide.
So you should put it here,
Yeah.
because then we could fill the hide.
I don't know
You
if
put
he
it over
planned on
here.
helping you.
Put it over here. Nothing's gonna get done with those.
I think he wanted to
You
deliver
got a
his
bunch of
bricks
snobs.
to
You got
it.
the paper. You got the jewelry. You got a bunch of
I would like to
snobby
point out that
people.
this is not paper, it is knowledge, but
Even more
it's
snobby.
repetitively called paper.
Well, since I get to place the building where I would like it,
Okay.
Yes,
and I want to deliver the bricks, I'm going to place the
it only has to
building
be touching one green.
That's not bad.
right there.
fair enough.
That's
Which is
actually a
actually
fair
not gonna be too
compromise.
bad.
That's a good compromise.
It's
yeah.
easy for everyone to get to.
It should be fairly easy for people to fill.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Whose turn?
So he called the vote, so it's my turn. Bring it here. I don't have the card that I want to use because I
I know I
turned
just
it
used
in.
this and I need it again.
Call the votes are probably gonna start pouring
Yes.
in a bit
Yeah,
more.
they're
I am
start-
going to call the vote.
We need to
So I have one card left in my hand.
refill.
So I only get one thing.
Oh,
I
yes.
get $1. I get one fleeting influence or one
We got
road.
red.
I'm going to look at the buildings that we have available. I am going to take a fleeting influence because I'm calling to vote directly after him, so no one has any influence left, so they're only going to gain what they get from their income and such.
I get $3.
I reset my whole hand and my
I get
meeple
a
if I needed to.
influence. I think Ryan gets an influence for your house. You get $3.
I'm a vagabond. I did not build a house.
I get $3. Ryan
3.
gets $3 as well. You don't get paid
I
because
don't
you
because
called
it is
the
the
vote.
one I'm the one that called the vote. So red, yellow, blue. We have a little board for it, but it's slightly out of camera, so we are dealing with this instead.
So what is everybody thinking here?
There are a couple buildings I'm looking at that I like. In general, I would like yellow, I'll be honest.
I want to put these down so everybody can see what I built.
Yeah, you have to put them in the other
Yeah.
hand, otherwise people can see what you're voting for.
Well, yellow does absolutely nothing for me.
How about an agreement then?
Don't vote yellow.
Blue?
I'll take blue. Blue has a lot to fill.
Blue's worth a little less for me, but if I can get the votes for it, I can get the votes for it. One,
Okay.
2, 3.
Blue it is.
Blue it is, and we're tied with influence. I have the least amount of points.
So you get to pick.
I get to choose where the card goes. Or the tile, I should say. It is a tile. So blue won. Blue was the brown door.
These go away.
Those go
Which
away.
blue? What's the name of it?
Brown door. The brown door.
Boom.
The brown door, and it was blue.
Boom.
Yes. No, it's red. Brown door, and it's red.
Might have done this backwards. I was supposed to. Oh well, that's
I have to place this in a red zone because that is its terrain type if you look on the card. So, it's looking like it wants wood, it wants rings, it wants bricks, and it wants fabric. I could be nice and put it in this red zone where everybody can kind of get to it and deliver their stuff easy. Or I could try and stop people from getting some points and put it over here and make them work for it.
But it's a cooperative game.
It is, but the points are what matter.
the thing is she likes to stay behind in the points and then rapidly go around.
At
so,
the end.
I may have a habit of doing that in other
so
games.
keeping us as low as we can is best for her.
Keep
so.
in mind, though, in order for this game to be over, we have to satisfy 6 of those buildings.
Yep.
I'm aware, but it's literally like turn 2 or 3.
Again, it's
I'm not concerning
we've
myself
been
with
at it
endgame.
for already 1 hour. This is a 2-hour game normally.
Rome-
It really is
Rome
a
was
2-hour
built
game.
in a
We're just a
day,
little
so.
slow.
I am gonna just cram it right in here because I'm gonna hope it's gonna get in some people's way. At the very least, if I'm gonna give them points, I'm gonna hope it gets in their way. So wood auto delivers because it's right there.
Brown.
So one of your cubes and brown goes up by 2
Brown
points.
goes up 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm near delivering the rings, but I'm not yet.
stuff.
Brick
Brick
auto
delivers.
delivers. So the person who got stone gets 1 point. The person who delivered people gets 1 point, and then the person who owned the building that delivered gets
2
the
more.
rest, which is 2 more. And nothing else delivers. That is it. That's my call to vote. So that way.
Okay. For my turn, I am going to do the construct card. I am going to choose to construct a bridge. And I want to get across this water right here. So I am going to build it right there. That will cost me, what, 3?
$4, but it's 1 less because you're the one that played the card, and the card's benefit is it
One
costs
less
1
dollar.
less.
So I pay my 3. I'm going to pay 3 singles. And you now get a follow. You can do a basic follow.
Yeah.
Any
a
follow.
road.
You would like a road?
A road, please.
All
Yeah. And towards my gate down there, please.
So like right there?
Yep.
Alright, I will
Ryan?
construct another house,
Ooh.
which will be full price.
It will be
4 big ones.
$4. So hand me the money.
So he's freeing up his meeples for he's got plans to use them.
Or just for influence.
Or he just wants the influence because he likes voting on the cards that he
It's
wants.
all about the influence. I'll just put it right here.
All right.
Boop.
I am going to build a bridge at full price for $4 and work my way to connecting up,
Okay.
which is all my money.
And then my
Everything is
turn.
done. It's back to Cat.
I am going to ditch what I was initially going to do. I really want to call to votes, but you cannot call to vote until you play 2 cards. And I've only played 1 card. So, sometimes this happens where you just really don't or you can't afford to do anything else in your hand. So right now it's basically going to force me to do a basic action. I still have to discard a card in order to do a basic action, which I will. I will take another road,
Another road.
and I'm going to complete it to my gate down there.
All right.
And seeing that it's a basic action,
No
there's
one
no
can follow.
follows on a basic action, so
But as she said, this is normally like a 2-hour game. It's just because we spent the time teaching it and we're trying to go through our turns quite slowly and
Not
explain
sure
what we're
if I
doing. It
remember
is going to
discard
take
a
us
card
longer.
If I took a basic action last time.
you don't discard a card when you take. Oh, on your
Take a
turn,
basic. I don't
yes.
remember if I took one or not, but
That's all
You
right.
called the vote, so it's fine. Your hand reset. What he's talking about is that basically if you take a basic action on your turn, you still have to spend a card, and he's not sure if he did or not, but since he called the vote, he reset his hand anyways, so it doesn't matter at this point. Little mistakes like that, unfortunately, happen in games.
I'm gonna do the trade action. Ooh, I may not have enough money. I don't have enough money. So
Ah.
sadly, that's not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
get a girl's hopes up, and then just dash them all.
Oh man.
Gonna take a basic action for some money there, friend,
Yeah, I'm gonna discard the recruit card.
and take $1.
Take it out. Yeah.
Alrighty, so that puts it to
I
my
don't like
turn.
these recruits. These recruits are awful.
These recruits are pretty poor at this point. They're hard for us
Luck
to
of
get.
the draw, but yeah.
It's the luck of the draw, pretty much, yeah.
Well, you can get the Hagler.
I could get the showman if I wished, and I might, but I'm not sure yet. So I have my whole hand, so I can take whatever I want as
And
my
they're a
action.
basic extra trade card, which is nice.
I would like to go that way, but I can't do that right now. So I am just going to actually recruit, and I'll show you guys how recruit works. So this is the recruit card. So for me, I take the main action part, I recruit 1 advisor, and I gain 1 of the white gems, the fleeting influence. I am going to take this advisor, which he is second in track. Don't know if you guys can see the track. So it is $1 for me to
You might be able
recruit
to on this
him.
camera.
But I also need to spend 1. Yeah, I have to have at least 1 gem to be able to purchase him. He also has a reward at the bottom here when I purchase him of 1 lasting influence, so I'll take that. Put him into my hand. He goes actively right into my hand, not in my discard, and then everyone else can take the follow action, which is just recruit an advisor at normal price. Alright, if you want to see the card here, this is the card I bought, and this is the card that
So, to me, this card would cost
I'm using.
1.
Yes, and it gives you an extra trade in your hand.
I'm actually going to take that. I will take that card because this gives me an extra trade action that I can put into my hand so that I may not have to reset my deck as often. It will cost me 1 coin, and it is now yours.
I am just going to take a basic action, and with this one, I believe I'm going to...
Sorry, I'm still getting used to this camera. We're going to have to try and put it in frame here as best I can. Keep going.
work?
I'm just
Okay,
showing the card.
I'm just going to build another road. Why not?
Okay.
I'm not quite used to the
There's
angle
your
of this
road.
camera
Fine.
yet, so hopefully
And
these
put it
cards
down there
are
by my gate,
slightly
please.
in view.
Do it. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so what was the first action? The
I did a
original
recruit.
Purchasing
She
the
did
cards.
a recruit, so you can
Recruits.
recruit if you would like.
Nope.
Take a basic action then.
One thing to note, the recruits don't refill until after all the follows, so they don't get to see new
I-
ones until after my turn.
We'll take.
Alright, cool. Sorry about that. I'm not used to this camera, so things
I'm
may
gonna
be a
take a
little
coin.
weird
You want to take a coin?
to see.
Yeah.
Okay. And that ends her turn and player.
So, first we slide all these down and pull out 2 new recruits. Those
have
get
the
cheaper,
Kidnapper,
and we get some
which
new
is
ones.
Still something we cannot take is a sword, and we have a Taskmaster, which I can take because it's people.
So yeah, we're getting pretty poor draws on the recruits here. We're getting a lot of tier 3 resources, which we just have not built yet, which
Early
is
on in the game for it.
a
yeah.
little
Yep.
rough, but we are recruiting what we can at least, and we should get more towards the end of the game.
I put all my cows out? Oh, I did. Okay.
Apparently so. Yeah, you have one in each
It's
zone.
your turn.
Okay. I have 1 card left. It is called a vote, and that is what I'm going to do.
So normally you would take one of those 3 things, but you take it based on the number of cards in your hand. Since you have none, you're going to take none of them and just go straight to the resetting your hand.
We're going to go straight to resetting
While
my hand.
we take our income
Yes, you guys
$3
collecting.
for
and
me,
any
please.
influence that you may have from a house,
So I get
$3.
two.
I am still a vagabond.
You get 2
No home.
influence and $3.
2 influence and $3 for you. And now we go to the vote.
Now, what is everybody thinking here? I'm kind of open a little bit.
Blue.
She clearly wants blue.
Well, now it's not. Yeah.
It's Bluestone. I would personally vote for more of a
Or
red
red.
or a yellow standpoint. I would
One,
really like yellow, if I'm honest. But I don't think people are going to give it to me because they know what I'm capable
I'm
of
going for yellow.
with yellow. But
You're going for
I
yellow?
would like
Yep.
yellow.
I will actually go for yellow because yellow will allow me to deliver my bricks.
You can't.
So-
You're not
It
supposed to show
doesn't
your vote
matter.
yet.
You're all going for yellow.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Now, this does matter. Yellow clearly wins, but she has 2,
3, 4.
3, 4
Yes.
additional influence, so she has choice on where it goes.
Which was
Everybody's
very important to
Using
me.
my cows.
Okay. So yellow it is, so these 2 go away. We need Merchants Guild.
What color?
It's a grayish blue.
There you go.
All right. You get to place. These
I get to
go
place.
away.
Its shape and its color means I can put it anywhere I'd like. I have to put it on a coastline, which is going to be rough because a lot of our sand space is rather full. And because people were pretty awesome in working with me, I want to put it somewhere ideal for everyone. But that's going to be difficult to do with the shape of it. I'm wondering if I can get it. Nope, because that's the river. Oh, this is going to be rough to get somewhere.
It's hard when you don't have space for a table, because even with a big table here, we kind of had the plan where we were putting everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I could see not having
So
enough space.
so where do you need the building? Where do you want it?
Ultimately, I have 2 things to deliver to it, and I'm in this zone mainly, but I have to place it on sand, and I want to kind of get it center for everyone because people voted for it, and, like, they've got the hide going on, and the bricks, but it's
Can
such
you
a
put
weird
it
shape
there?
that it will not fit there. I could fit it there, right? No, I can't because there's water
That's
there still.
yours.
I can put it touching my own things because it's prestige building, but
Okay.
it's
You're
just
gonna have to put it farther away.
the water. I have to put it farther away, and I just
Well, you could put it here going down.
yeah, but that's still far away from everyone else, which I was trying to
Probably
be nice
the
and put it a
best
bit
you
more
can do.
centered. But it does mean my rings deliver automatically, so
Yep.
I'm actually going to get some points here. The rings are on my own, so I don't owe anyone any points or anything. I just get 4 points for them. And then that's it for the call to vote.
Okay, does anybody else deliver at this point?
At this point, no,
I don't believe so.
because I'm really the only one in this zone, and the only no one's actively connected to me. So there's
We need
nothing
3
that
new
can really
cards out.
deliver.
And that will end my turn because there will not be any follows.
There are not follows on vote.
And we're calling to vote again. So
Okay.
We're calling to vote again. So this happens sometimes where a lot of people either see buildings they want or people just only have call to vote in their hand.
I can't do anything. So
You have no
I
cards
don't-
left in your hand?
Well, I had 2 cards left, so I'm going
So
to
you're
take
gonna take-
$1 and a road.
I get
I get 3.
I get
$3 and
3,
You get
and I get
3.
an influence, and you
I
get
also
2
get-
influence. So here you go, sir.
I only get 1 influence.
And then, what are
get-
people looking at
I
here?
get a road
You get a road, all right,
and just put it right there and connect.
right here.
Yep.
Connect us up.
And we
All
need
right.
3 cards here.
3.
I'll put 'em
I
after
put
the-
them.
Well,
they're
they're
right
up
here.
here.
They're right here. I'm just moving them so
Ah.
that way they're on the board
I
because they
didn't know
can't
that.
visibly be seen. I know
So,
it's really hard to see on
Does
this board
anybody
because
want
it's super
anything
small.
in particular?
Yeah, I
But
want red.
basically, these cards just have a color and they have a list
Where are you
of
planning on placing this?
resources that need to be delivered to
by
them.
cooking up
So
there.
we're picking based on what resources we own and what we're going to be able to deliver to them.
All right, I'll
I would hold each one up
I'm
to the
okay
camera,
with
but it
red.
would take a very long time then. It would slow the game down even further if I did that. I'm going to vote. I mean, I've got to vote for something that's actually going to do me use, which is not what I'm thinking is going to win, but I'm going to do it anyways.
All right.
Yay!
Yep,
Red
so red
wins.
easily
I have
wins.
2 influence, so I gotta place it.
Yep.
So he gets to place it. So red is that first card there.
The
So-
sleeping.
Sleeping Lion.
We put these cards back. Hand me your influence. I'll put it away.
Where do we put these cards?
Bottom of the deck. Or top of the deck, I mean.
Top of the deck.
Because we pull from the bottom.
Whoop.
And then he gets to choose what places. If you want to, I can deal card. Oh, yeah, you got it.
So where were you guys thinking?
If you put it, we need
It
it by
is- what
cooking
is
and
it?
logs.
What is it? It is the sleeping...
Sleeping Lion.
The sleeping
I
lion
think you
has to be
might.
placed on red on entrance because it shows it on the card,
you want
which is
it
what I'm looking
on
at. So you
cooking and
have to put
logs?
it somewhere in a
I
red
don't
zone.
have logs there yet.
But if you put it by cooking,
You have to put it in this zone because there's already a red here, so it must
So
go
put
in
it
this
there,
zone.
And then that will connect the cooking immediately, and I can put logs there later.
Yes.
I
So
get 2
cooking
points for
immediately
cooking?
connects. You get 2 points because it's all your own, so you,
need
just
to
get the 2
put
points.
a tile on it.
No, because I
oh yeah,
own it.
you deliver.
Yeah, you deliver.
Oh,
You still
yeah,
deliver.
that's
I have
right.
to put one on the prestige building,
That's right.
so we know
Oh, and I
that you
get all my
delivered
cards
to
back.
it,
And then it'll be your turn.
and then it is
Alrighty.
his turn.
So hypothetically, if somebody whose turn it was wanted to,
Well, wait a minute. Isn't there a foul? Oh no, she called.
There's no
I called
foul
vote.
and a call to
She
vote.
called
Yep.
the vote.
if
Okay.
I wanted to build this,
You'd have to have
I would
access
have
to
have
metal
access to the metal and the hide. I have
and
the hide.
access to the hide.
Could I?
You do not have
You don't
access
have
to the
access
hide.
to
Oh
metal.
no,
I know.
Yeah.
But if I did, could I put it right there or no? Because it'd be
You own
touching.
it's touching something you own, so
Touching
it
something.
cannot go
But
there.
I could
You'd
put
have to
it
put
You
it-
could put it right there.
You could put it
Yes.
right there.
And I
But
know
I will point out
don't-
that you can't put it right there unless you have a long road connecting metal,
Right.
because metal has no connection point to that at that
I
point.
don't even have
And
access
he-
to the
and
metal.
And any
Metal
building that
place.
is being
Okay.
built, any building that is being built
First
must
I'm
have an
gonna do
active
that.
connection to any resource that is at the top
I'm
of the
gonna play the
banners.
trade card.
So the little banners
All
show,
you'd have to do is put a road
what
right
is
here and it should
required.
Connect metal.
and it has to have
Nah,
an
'cause it
active
can't go through the
connection,
building.
not through buildings,
That's
to
going through
each
a
of those
building?
resources,
No, he would. If
in
he
order
put
to be a
one
valid
here-
placement.
Yeah, he would be able to connect all the way to here,
To there.
but he would
yeah.
have to put a road here
Oh, if he's going
and
up there.
here
Yep.
in order to get it.
So it'll
where it
take a
needs
bit
to
for
be.
me to do that, but that's okay.
You will need to put a couple roads in order to do it.
Okay.
So my turn is going to be playing the trade action. If like to purchase access to his steel.
All right.
He is in.
No!
He is in.
You can purchase access to his metal. He is in a gray tile. It starts to get really hard to see what color they're in at this point.
You sure he's in a gray tile?
I can try and eke.
It's a
It's a
red
red
tile.
tile. I'm
Red
sorry,
tile.
it
Okay, so
was
that's only one
a border.
color.
That is the worst, like the hard thing about this game is that like you
Okay.
cannot tell what color things are on at a point
And then
when
you
it
guys
gets
can
crowded like that.
follow.
Now, how
So,
much? How
I can
much is it
follow.
for us to follow?
Depending on where you put it will
Depending on the
depend
color.
on what
It'll be
happens.
1 for red, 2 for beach.
You cannot follow on
I just want to build a road if I'm honest.
Okay.
And it's going to go right here because I'm really concerned somebody plans on putting something there and blocking me. Oh, wait, no, because that's right. It's not even my connection. I want it here.
There you go.
Because that's going to connect. No, it's not. It's still
Yeah.
not going to connect.
Yes, it is.
Nope. Doesn't connect to my bridge, which is what I need, so I'm going to put it here.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm going to have to do a two-parter.
Okay.
Which means ultimately this... I'm sorry, I'm flip-floppy there. Done.
You're gonna put it there?
for now. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. So
Okay.
I'm done. I'm not changing my mind. No more flip-flopping. That's where it's going.
You
All
want to
right.
change it?
No.
I am going to
I don't.
purchase access to hide.
All right, you have access to hide now.
I don't own it, but I
You
have
don't own it.
access to it. It's his, isn't it?
It's,
What? I'm not paying both of you.
it's his building, so you owe him the money.
You can't have
And how much
hide
do I
without
owe him?
cows.
What space is
Well,
it? It's red,
it's
so you owe
red.
him 2.
Remember, I told you.
There's-
Remember, there is
I'm
a
sorry.
cascading effect. There is a cascading effect,
I'm
so the
paying
points
you
are
out
still
of the
partially
bank.
yours.
That's okay.
Don't pay out of the bank.
I
That's not
need
fair.
a coin in return.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
So that means I now have access to hide.
My turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to buy access to people.
So it's on red, so you're going to pay him
I
2.
got it.
2.
So you made a bunch
$2.
of money this
$1
round.
for
I'm
follow.
swimming in the cash.
It's $1 to place, $2 to
Oh,
purchase
you,
access.
You paid me
Oh, it is?
$2
Yep.
for
Okay.
access to my steel, and I
Fine.
actually put it in the bank.
Okay.
So I didn't need to.
It happens. It's hard when the bank is close to you.
Yeah.
And then that is
All
it.
good.
So you've got to follow if you'd like.
It's not his follow because it was his
It was
turn.
his
So
turn.
it is your turn.
Yeah,
So it's my
that
turn.
moves.
My turn there, friend.
Yeah.
I would like to ideally build 2 roads, which I can't do. I need to get...
Unless there's something down here.
Ooh.
Don't forget you got these.
I am going to construct a personal building.
Okay.
I am going to pay to construct a gate, which will be 3 because it's at -1 cost for me using the card. I'm going to put it right here, which connects me up to food, which is not what I wanted to connect to ultimately, but it's getting me
I
close.
should put.
And that's because of the weird diagonals.
Now
but
we have. I can do a follow up.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I've
I
got
need to
It doesn't
put a
go-
wooden block up here. 'Cause I didn't-
Yes.
I got
I'm
access
going
to
to do
people.
my follow up. Now, how much will this cost me?
What are you placing a personal building?
I'm placing a road.
Roads are free.
Roads are free. So I'm going to place a road right here, which ultimately connects brick
to
brick.
For you, yes.
For me.
So 1 point goes to the person who delivered stone. 1 point to the person who delivered people. Anything that's left goes to the owner of the building, which is you. It was
4.
6 ultimately, so 1, 2, 3, 4 goes to him.
Right.
And that is it.
Brick is delivered to that.
The reason the hide doesn't get delivered or the cows don't get delivered is because that is his bridge and only he can use it.
Well, and the other thing is, at this point,
At this
hide
point, they're not
is
connected as well.
connected. If I connect hide right here,
It still won't deliver because it's only your bridge.
it would deliver hide from me.
No.
I have access.
I own it.
Nope. Only the owner can deliver.
Oh, that's right.
So it
so
doesn't matter.
I get access over there, though,
Yes, you do. You should have access.
to hide.
And keep in mind, income only
Trying
goes
to-
up when you gain ownership of a new resource, not access.
Okay.
My turn.
But I can still build this with access to the
I
stone.
need a
Yes,
road.
absolutely. The only thing you can't do with access is deliver and earn points for that.
Gotcha.
This has to attach
People
to cooking.
The tiles placed on the board are only one-sided. The roads are double-sided.
Everything is double-sided. They're just copies. They look exactly the same on either side. So
All
if you
right.
look, They are just complete copies.
And roads
The
are
roads are
double-sided.
the roads are different.
They're
depending on the
different,
side.
but they're basically the same.
They ultimately mean the same thing. It's just
Yes.
decor,
It's just,
pretty much.
What's the word? Cosmetic.
cosmetic. Yes. But all the tiles are double-sided.
Okay.
They just basically either
sorry.
look the same or
I'm
it's
waiting
just
for it to be done.
cosmetic changes. I'm done.
I need a road over here by people,
You.
but I want to be sure I can.
You want the
connect this
people
later.
connected, or do you want it like this?
Right there. Yeah.
Right there.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes in this game you do have to like grab a building and start trying to
So
place it
it's my
to
follow?
see your future plans.
Your follow. Yeah.
That's
What
one
was
of the
the
parts of the
original
weird
card?
shapes. It was me, so it was construct, build a personal building. So you may build a personal building at normal cost.
I'm going to build a road.
You're gonna take a road. A road.
Isn't it a bonus action to build a road?
There's a question
It's
there too. Kim.
yeah, a free action. We already answered this tiles on one-sided.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
construct. Okay,
You're good.
I thought road was on construct, so I was like,
No.
why would you pay when you could do it for free? But yeah, okay.
No,
So I'm gonna put a road right here
roads are always free.
and that little cranny.
Okay. Now that won't deliver
Because it's not his
because
bridge.
it's not his bridge. He will have to
Exactly.
construct his own bridge, and then it will deliver.
Oh yeah, that's actually really cool. It would be awesome to have one of those. I love custom things for board games.
Okay. I am looking for.
But yeah, the pieces to this game are actually quite nice. They are like they are
Y'all
like
that sound?
cardboard pieces.
I
Oh.
love it.
Ew.
You might be annoying the stream with that noise in the microphone. I don't know.
I can fall asleep to that noise.
I don't mind it,
Yuck.
but she does hate it. So yeah, they're nice pieces. Ultimately, wooden would be nicer, but obviously much more expensive. So the cardboard pieces are quite nice. All of these are wooden. The token, like the circles and the squares, but the tiles are cardboard. But they are nice still. And yes, double-sided. So yeah, it is your go.
I want to place stone.
All right, you can place in any zone you don't already have a stone.
Back of the player mat has different information, mainly the bio of the races. So if you're like me and you care more about the flavor and bio more than the actual mechanic of the people, then
Because those are derived from Gloomhaven, are they not?
I
believe.
believe they are direct from Gloomhaven. I am not
The characters,
positive.
yeah.
But the races, we are each playing a race. It's just hard to get them in film because there's a lot of pieces on them that we don't want to drop and things like that. But the races are each have different personal abilities.
So it's the same. It's just a different layout for the same information in case you wanted a different like the gold is
Yeah.
on the bottom and everything.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
believe
nice.
it's just a different layout for personal preference.
You got
Yeah,
the
it would be
cutest
nice to have a bit of a
ones.
magnet
cutest
grid to it. It would be
Yeah, you got the vermin.
one of the worst
The
things
vermins.
about this is when you accidentally shift a bunch of tiles because then you have to try and remember where they all went. So magnets
Yeah,
would
magnets
really be
would be
nice to
really
keep it
nice.
in place. It's never awful as long as you're careful. It's just if you're not careful, you might slide something and you have to watch that.
You can do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where I want to do it. I'm actually probably going to place it right here.
All right,
And that's going to cost me, what, $3?
$3 to place there in a central area.
So I will pay $3 to place my stone right there.
Alrighty.
Now, for the camera here to teach people why I just did this, I'm trying to deliver brick over here and get these points. To do so, I have to construct a road and somehow get connected over here. By placing my brick right there, I'm going to be able to use another action that I have to construct 4 roads in one turn,
Your
which
stone.
should help me.
Which
Yes.
is his personal race's
Which is
ability. His
My
race's ability.
which is on my card right here.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
if
if
somebody
you accidentally
shifted the
shift the
board, it'd be
table
all
or the
over.
board, it would be the end of everything.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so that's my turn, so your follow.
What did you
I-
do? Which
I-
card?
He did a
I-
trade,
I
which
did
is
a
an
trade.
import.
Okay,
Yep.
got to give it your
So-
card.
I am
yeah.
getting rid of my trade card right now.
So you can build one of your own square things, or you can buy access to someone's.
Let's see, because I don't remember what I was doing. I'm going to build crops And I'm going to build them down
Access to a
by
commerce, right?
paper.
You do up here.
Oh,
Over, okay.
never mind the dollar on top there,
That is why.
because
Yeah,
that
you
is
have
wrong.
access up here to it.
Yeah, that. You're building this where?
Down by paper or books or knowledge or
Something's
whatever.
coming over here. Knowledge?
Yeah, where's my road?
Your roads are here.
You want to buy a road?
Which, I mean, I will point out my gem factory is unfortunately blocking our roads connection at the moment. It happens.
Wait, where?
Right there.
Your road is here, but my gem factory is my my.
Oh
I
no,
call
my
it
road's
gem-
coming over.
Yeah, my road would. I would like to bring my road over as well. So
Just put a diagonal to your.
right here.
Sure,
All right.
that works. How much was that?
That will be 3 for placing in that zone. Oh, I'm sorry, you cannot. There's a lot of little things about this game
It's
that you
the
don't
brown,
catch. It's a brown
yes,
zone.
okay.
Only reds or sands on a follow of a trade action. That bottom of the card is actually
You can
really
put it
important.
over here in the sand.
You could, and you would still be diagonal, so you would still
Can I
be
put it in
connected to
green?
the paper.
You
Only
have to put
sand
it
or
in
red.
sand.
So if you want it in this zone, you're gonna have to put it in sand because this zone has no
yeah,
red.
no. I'm going to.
Or you can
Get a
wait
road.
and play the trade card yourself.
Road?
But unfortunately, when it's the follow, it is not as
You want it in this
helpful.
corner?
Here, 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 here.
Just right off the
Here?
main road. Yep. Okay.
Alrighty.
So,
So a follow, I believe.
I'll
on the trade
do
action?
trade action. I'm going to build my last wood piece
All right.
right here. Get some easy 2 points.
Yep.
That would be 3 points on green, but if I can just shove it, I can't because I'd be touching the people. But
Which
I can
is
just put it
yours.
right here.
That's Oh yeah, you're fine. Yep.
No,
That's perfectly fine.
Why?
because I'm building there.
Are you sure? Because last time you said no,
I,
you
yeah,
didn't actually.
I did. No, I need to build that. See, and we all
So-
need it again. We need it to.
Well, what
The
about right
discussion.
here?
The discussion
Because
at the
it's touching
moment is that he
diagonally.
would like to build there, but she has
Well,
a plan for a building
I
to be
have
built there that
to-
would be good for community use. So she is arguing,
Alright,
please don't
it's
build
only-
there.
it's
It's
only
helpful
two
to all
more.
of us.
Yay.
It's only $2 more. If you do the same thing you did last time, I will
But last time we
flip the
played this
table.
game, she said
No, you
she
won't.
needed the
No.
spot, and then she ended up not needing the spot. So
You had to pay
this is
3.
the argument that
Three,
that's
yeah.
what's in discussion.
All right. I
You
still
do get 2
points.
points.
Thank you.
You put your
Yeah.
square on it, so if you can give me one of your squares. And then it passes to me, and I can do the import. So I ideally am hoping, my strategy a bit is to start making books, because then I can start making government, which is a high tier resource and is worth a lot of points when you deliver it. Unfortunately, I can't make books until I get with crops. So I am trying at the moment to connect up. So my card of choice.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
would have been redundant for me to build
Follow.
crops down there anyways, because we're almost connected.
So for my follow, it's pretty much just going to be a road here, and then we are very close to being connected.
Okay.
And then that is everyone's follow, so it is her turn.
Okay.
But yeah, just a little bit into what I'm going
okay.
for to try and help explain the game a bit and how
I
you
am
tackle
going to
earning points.
upgrade. I am going to build.
Watch her not need that spot.
I'm going to build over here. Yeah, no. I'm building that over there. It needs to touch cooking and people.
So I will point out, this cannot be built here
No, because you can't.
because you can't touch your own building. And
okay, I thought I had it right.
so this would be the only valid placement for it, really, and that touches your own building.
Wait, it's got to touch what? People?
It's got to touch people and cookery,
cookery.
which that would be the only valid
Okay,
placement.
no, it can go over there.
It could go right here. That would be a perfectly valid placement.
No, because it's touching my stuff.
It's touching your stuff. That would not be a valid
What
placement. You're correct.
about
This is where we play Tetris for a
right
while.
here?
Touching her own building, not valid.
This is her building.
Yep, that's hers. The little orange circle.
These aren't tiles here, so.
Here, wait. She could probably
Over there,
place it
yeah.
farther
Yeah,
down.
just put it down there. You'll have to connect it. Well, not on the wall, but
Oh yeah, not on the
one
wall,
down.
right there. You could place
No,
it right
people
there.
are
Still not.
connected.
Yeah. No, it's still diagonal to
Still
your own.
touching your own
well,
wall.
here, just do it like that instead. Do it like that.
There you go.
This is for legal placement.
There you go.
And it's touching people.
It is. It's perfectly legal.
And it's touching cooking.
Yep, perfectly legal.
You're all good.
Because the bridge is her own, but bridges and gates don't count as
Oh,
the
I
rule.
didn't build it where. I'm sorry.
So can I have one of your circles? Again, we end up in the instance of
next
she
time
asked
you
for the
tell
spot
me-
and didn't need it.
I'm just
Don't
ignoring
listen to
it.
me.
I'm just-
You have to pay $6 for that to
That's
the
fine.
bank. And then
And $2 to me.
Ryan here delivered the people. No, she has to pay nothing to you.
Which
She
is
owes
good.
you nothing. But you do get your little
I
cube
owe
here for
you
delivering it.
nothing. And then-
You get 1 point and she gets 2. Me and you were playing leapfrog in the points there, Orange.
Yep.
And then that is
So
it.
then it's my
Now it's
turn?
your turn to follow. You can take the upgrade
I
action.
will do that. So, I.
The Tetris in this is real
No, I'm
sometimes.
going to build a road.
Just building a road.
And then.
I'm going to speed things
I
up.
should technically.
I am also just building a road. Does something technically connect at this
No,
point?
no.
No?
Well,
All right.
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, but is it going to give you points?
I'm also building a
I don't
road.
want to talk
All
about it.
right. So
Forget
it's
it.
your turn. It's to
It's my
pass to
turn?
him. Yep.
Alright, now I'll talk about it.
Okay.
Alright.
He has a bad habit of announcing his intentions before it's his turn, and then someone spoils his plans because he announced what he was going to do.
I didn't
Sure.
intentionally mean to spoil your plans. But
I'm sure
I
there's
do have a habit of
some
doing that.
reason that I can't do this.
If you watched our Splendor stream, you would see that happen to him in Splendor.
Why you calling me out? So I get a road with my building.
Yes,
You do.
So if
You
I
do not
put-
because you're doing the. Oh, you're doing the card. I'm sorry.
You calm
I
down.
thought you were doing the follow action.
If I,
no road for you.
if I put this here,
Yes.
that is connected to hide.
I mean, the road is, yes.
Yeah, and it's connected to.
The road is actively connected to
metal.
metal, yes.
Yep.
So if I do a little skadoosh, I can't do that.
You can't do that because it's going to be in the water and it would still be diagonal to your own hide building.
You're going to have to place it this direction.
Yeah, if I did. Well, but then those
Then
don't
it's not
connect
actively
yet.
connected.
This one needed to be down one.
Yes, it did. On your first or
Poor
second, like your
placement.
second
Well,
or
he
third
just
turn.
placed it, right?
No,
No, he placed
this
that
one.
one.
So,
He needs one
what
more.
if I no?
You're going to need one more
You're
road
gonna need
before
one
the
more.
Tetris can happen.
Let me just no, that's not gonna be
You're going to need one
What
more.
do you have to connect to? Hide and what?
Hide and
Steel.
metal. This is where being good at Tetris really puts you leaps and bounds ahead in this game.
Hold up. So let me. I have to. Well, see, I need. It really sucks.
Can't he just do it straight out this way? Right
It's
here?
not actively connected. It's touching his own building with what you're suggesting.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he literally has to wait.
He needs one more.
He
take
needs
this
one
back.
more. Yep. That happens sometimes in this game where you have to take something back. It does slow the game down a bit, but unfortunately with how much Tetris and stuff there is going on, once in a while you're going to think you have a perfect legal placement, and only to find you don't.
We do not have this color building already over there.
We do not.
All right, I'm calling the vote.
You're calling a vote
It's
already.
happening.
So, you had how many cards left in
Two
your
cards
hand?
left over. I'm going to
So,
take a
what do you
road
want?
and an influence.
A road and an influence. Here you are, sir. Hello.
And I
and
get to put
then
my road down right away.
You
So
put your road down right away, and you
save-
reset your hand while the rest of us
get an
gain our income and
influence
such.
as
I have a
last
3
time.
income
3?
and 1 house.
Yeah, I have no influence again.
And then we vote.
And now we vote. So I'm going to stop moving the cards because they're hard to see anyways. So basically right now we're just going to pick whichever card we feel we can get the most points from. They all show resources on them, and we want to ultimately deliver the resources to them to earn
I'm a
points.
little blue.
So
But other than that, I'm good.
whatever we're voting for,
No,
We're gonna,
I'm quite red.
It doesn't even make sense now.
Ready?
all right, 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
I
What's
figured.
up with all the yellow?
1, 2. So there are 4 yellow votes.
We are
So
tied on
1, 2,
influence, you
3,
have at
4,
least points,
5.
you gotta
Holy
put it down.
cow.
What? I had the least
Your-
amount of points, so I get to
yes.
decide where it goes.
So you gotta put it down. And here's
It has to go in
the
gray.
influence.
Which one is that, Cal?
This is the Ghost Fortress. I don't
What
get
color?
to decide where it goes because the Ghost Fortress is one of the weird ones.
Wow.
It's an orange.
What's the shape? The shape is
the
it's a big one, so it's
it's a
that.
big
so
one.
it's a huge
That's
one.
big one.
The big one.
And the biggin, I believe this is the spot that the Ghost Fortress goes in.
Ooh, that's the exact opposite of where I wanted it.
So there are a couple of these
It does not go here.
prestige building cards
And it does not go
that
there.
have to
It
be
goes over
placed
there.
in a very specific location on the board and cannot be chosen. So even though I technically have the right to choose, this building goes here. It does automatically connect, however, so a few things are going to get delivered. My rings are going to get delivered. because it auto connects to my ring factory. So I get 3 points because no one helped me do that.
A lot of things might get delivered.
And then we have to check the line.
He can deliver brick.
He
No,
cannot.
can't.
Yeah.
It's not connected.
And then government and swords aren't built, and the smithery will also deliver because that is her bridge. So the smith will deliver. So if I can have one of your cubes.
Mine?
Yep, the smith delivers.
Yes. Do I get points?
It's worth 5 points, but we have to divide up who brought what.
I brought
So,
it all.
You didn't bring the people. So the people goes to him. He gets 1 point for the people. You brought the food, which is 1 point to you. Then you also brought the crops, which made the food, so that's another point to you. And then after we've done that, that leaves 2 of the 5 points left over, which automatically go to the owner. So you can kind of see it's this weird cascading effect of giving out points based on who built what.
These go
It's a little
away.
confusing at first, but it's kind of just common sense. It just cascades down the line.
Salt barrel, the university, and the burnt
So
onion.
2 greens can't be out
I
at the
like
same
that
time.
burnt onion.
So the burnt onion has to go away because it was the second green one to show up. So unfortunately, the burnt onion is gone.
Arthur's
That's also a
Garrison.
green, so it has to go away.
The finer things.
That can stay. It
And
has to
then
flip the other way,
we'll
though.
have to shuffle.
Okay, here. I will work on that.
Okay.
Where are we at turn one?
Which works out,
So
'cause I think-
you
I
called
think
the vote, so it's my turn.
the burnt onion press shouldn't have been in there anyway because I accidentally like halfway through putting those down, I flipped it and started going
Oh,
the
it's
opposite
fine.
direction.
Let's
So-
just keep it.
Oh yeah,
It's my
it didn't
turn.
mess anything up. It's fine.
So for my turn, I want to, now that I'm connected to crops, I would like to upgrade. Build an advanced
Yeah,
resource
that's right.
building,
Okay.
a 2 or 3 building with a road. There should be one that's got a book. It produces books. It should cost paper or knowledge and crops. Sorry again.
What
if you can
about
hear that.
knowledge and? Oh no, that's
Right there.
Right there. All right, so I am fully connected up to the crops. Oh, I don't own access. That is those little things in this game that get you. So instead of the upgrade card, I have to play the trade card. So I'm actually going to play a special trade card here. I'm going to play my advisor, which allows me to take the trade action in a bit of a different way. So it's still all the same cost for me, but now when I perform the trade action, I will gain some influence based on how much I spend during this trade action. So I'm going to spend it to buy access to this in the red space, which is 2 coins. So I will need 1 back. I pay it to her because it's her building. And then I put one of my circles underneath hers to show that I have access to crops. Put one of my squares up here to show that I have access to crops. And then, because of my specialty card, when I perform the trade action with this card, I then gain fleeting influence equal to half of what I spent. I only spent 2, so I only gain 1 fleeting influence. But the important thing of this card is that nobody gets a follow action with it. So my turn just moves along, but I still get to do the trade action.
I see what I did wrong.
Mistakes were made?
Well, you're going to just beat me because I needed access to your paper in order to build, and I forgot about that.
You're trying to get the books.
Yeah, I'm just trying to build.
I am going to.
Yep, access is the thing that I was trying to do
Yeah,
too.
and I totally forgot I needed. I was just so bent on
Oh yeah,
I'm going
me
to
and you were in a heads
putting
race.
the roads together.
I'm
You're
going
doing
to
a basic
perform
action?
a basic action.
All right. So you
Build
discard a
a
card,
No,
just
actually,
any old card.
I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to use my meeple. And by using my special power here, build up to 4 road tiles connected to a stone
Yes.
resource tile.
That is still a basic action. Placing your meeple is a basic action, so get rid of 1 card for that.
I will
Into the
use
discard. You can use any card
my
you
recruit
want.
card for that. Now I have stone over here, so I'm going to build roads off of
Do we have
Now that does not
Okay,
deliver
and that-
brick,
the cogs? We don't have any of these out
which
yet.
is my
do we?
ultimate goal.
No.
Because I
Your
am
road's
one
ultimately
short
not
here, right
connected.
here. It's ultimately one shy, so I need one
Yes.
more. I can go all the way
that's
up to
tearing,
here
Kaylee.
and connect to here, but I have to connect to my bridge in order to connect to.
If you're
to
looking for
brick.
some mechanics, that is the 2 of us, which
Yeah, it's
we
you
are
two.
in completely different zones and haven't built some mechanics yet. So that's that. But we'll probably get to it.
You
at
get
some
a
point.
follow.
No,
No,
because
it's
you
her
did a
turn.
basic
I
action,
did a basic
so it's
action.
her turn.
You're
So
right.
pass
so
the
it
token.
passes on.
I don't know what I want to do now.
I'm losing my voice from speaking for so long.
I can recruit, I can construct. I may construct because I keep forgetting we can use these with our...
Mm-hmm.
If you've delivered
Okay.
to them, you can use them.
Oh, that's right, if I delivered to them, I gotta remember that too.
Yep. Only
Okay.
if you've delivered to them.
I do have the trade action. Which I think I will use to gain access to your wood.
Give me money.
And that's brown, so it's 3.
I'm sorry. I paid the 2 coins. I did pay the 2 coins to you. I'm sorry.
Did you?
I thought I paid it to the bank. I didn't. I paid it to you. Because I got change from you, so yeah.
And that was my trade action, so that is it.
So I
Follow.
Yep.
Basic
Man.
actions?
I'm gonna just
Yes.
follow to get access to your
Or trade. I did trade.
cows over here.
Okay.
I'm going to follow to do
So
a
here. Right back at you.
basic action.
I know what you're going to do, and I am
But
not
mine
happy
is-
about it.
You'd be surprised how little thought goes into my actions.
So I'm going to use my basic action to do a meeple placement. My race's ability is build an advanced resource building at -2 cost. So I'm going to take that book building that I planned on building earlier but failed to,
That is this
right
one.
in the middle there, yep. And now I can build it for 2 instead of the normal cost of 4. So I'm going to put a 3 in and take a 1 back. And then I'm going to build this. It has to be connected to both crops and to my paper.
The game is pretty fun. It's it'll take you a while to learn it probably. It has a lot of little rules that can mess everything up, but it's it's really good. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
It is indeed. It is a lot
But I
of
guess
fun.
that's with really any big game.
Yeah,
Any big
Euro
game is
games
going to
that
have a
can
bit
have
of it. So I need one of Orange's squares so I can show that
Gladly.
crops have been delivered by Orange, and Orange gets 1, and I get 1. And then, that is that. I put one of my circles on it to signify that I own the books, one of my squares on ownership of books, and then move my income up to 4, because I now have 4 unique resources owned on the board. And then my turn, my follow, passes to you.
I'm going to do a basic action for my follow. I'm just going to place a road. But by placing that road right there,
You're going to connect bricks
I
up
have connected bricks
actively through a line.
actively through this line all the way to right here.
So you take a cube and you put it on bricks, and then we look at how you delivered it.
Yep.
1 point to the owner of stone that delivered it, 1 point to the owner who delivered the people, and then the rest of the 6 points go to you.
4.
So that's 4 more.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I see
4.
what you're worried about me doing now.
Oh, you didn't know before,
No,
so
I
I just
didn't.
pointed it out to you.
So at this point, it is
But I'm a-
his turn.
I'm on
Time
something
out.
else.
I'd like
Yes.
to also point out that in delivering bricks to here, also by road, I am connected to brick to there.
No, you're not. Oh, yeah, he is.
Yes, I am.
He is indeed connected
Yes,
to
I
bricks
am.
here.
So
That is correct.
It will be the same situation.
Um,
Stone would receive 1,
1 and 1 for stone and
and
people.
then there'll be 4
and then there'll be
additional.
1, 2, 3, 4 left for him.
And brick has been delivered, I believe, to each place that it can be.
Hey, where's the hide factory?
Way up here.
Is it connected to that one way down there?
Nope, because there's no active bridge
No,
of
the
the
bridge
owner.
is the. If he puts a bridge in, he can actively connect it to this down here.
Because there's hide down there that needs to be.
Yes.
Satisfied.
I
Still
don't think
delivered.
there's a bridge spot that I could put that would instantly.
Wouldn't instantly. You would
Well,
need some
instantly,
roads.
but you could run straight across here and connect.
And then put a road around this
Well,
way
yeah,
around
you'd
his
have to
building.
go around too. Wow.
Well,
Well, no, hide is right here. He can just go right there and then build his
Yep.
bridge.
Yeah, that's true. You could put a bridge right there, a
That's
road
gonna take
right there,
2
and a
turns
road
now.
right here, and you're connected.
I'll take 3 turns to do that.
Take 3 turns.
But it's 4 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I got something to do over here first. I'm gonna.
That's fair.
Is it my turn?
It
Yes,
is your
it is.
turn, yes.
So I'm going to play upgrade, which gives me a road. So
One reared.
one road, please.
And what building are you
I'm gonna
building?
put it right there. So now I can put the big boy,
Right there.
Ah.
Yep.
which Actually, I might not be able to do that.
Why?
It's stone, right? Or does it not matter? It doesn't
mean-
matter for these.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, that one doesn't
No,
matter.
it
For
doesn't
the
matter.
Place it
prestige
right there.
buildings.
So you can place it right there.
Mhm.
It has active access to hide and active access to metal.
Yep.
So that's perfectly fine. We now put White's cube on the metal because White delivered that and gets 1 point.
You gotta pay
And then
6.
I own the hide. So.
You own the hide, but someone did help you make that hide.
Well,
So
they did, yeah.
so the hide gives you 1 point, but Orange gets a point because
Yep.
they delivered the cows that made the hide.
Yep.
And then
left
of that,
to
there's
deliver.
3 left. So that 3 just goes to you.
And you have to pay 6.
You have to pay 6.
You have to pay
and put your
$6, and then you
boom,
put
red
your
circle.
his brown.
brown circle.
He normally plays red in games, so we tend to just call him
Fair.
red. But in this game, he's not playing red right now, so we're a little thrown off.
So then you guys.
We all get a follow.
So you
That
don't get
was
road.
the trade action, correct?
That's upgrade action.
Oh, the upgrade action. I'm sorry. I'm going to. I'm just going to take $1.
So, for the upgrade action, would I be able to use one of my resources?
Not the little square ones. So the little square ones are your personal buildings, and those are only via the trade action.
Okay.
The
have to
imports
upgrade or
part
take a basic.
specifically. You have to either upgrade,
gonna
building a tier 2 or 3 building, or you have to take a basic action.
I'm going to take a basic dollar. It's to you.
Road, please.
All right.
So then now it is
Passes
your
to me.
turn.
It's my turn. I would like to. Somebody call for a vote other than me, please.
I will after 3 more turns.
Well, that's not. That's
Actually, no,
way
no,
too
one more
long.
turn
That's
and
way
3
too
more
far away.
bonus actions. Because I'm gonna have to use all my
Alright.
bonus actions to get rid of all these cards so I can deliver that hide.
All right. Well, I would like
You know what
to.
I'm saying? What is that? Is that wood?
I am just going to spend
What's
my
on that?
turn
Wood
to
and
build
cows.
a road with a
So
basic
shouldn't I
action.
get points for the wood?
Oh, huh? Oh yes, but ultimately,
He gave them all to you anyway.
I gave 4 points to you that were left over. I should have given you 1 point and then given you 3 that were left over. So you still ended up with the same amount of points, but you are correct. I did do that wrong. If it was someone else's wood, that would have been incorrect and given the wrong person the points because of that weird cascading point thing. My road is going to go. I need to start going this way. So I just took a basic action. I built a road.
Let's see.
We could start buying these advisors. Well, I could buy these
Does
two.
someone want to call the vote?
I can't buy any.
Oh,
Oh, I
I
could
wanna
buy this.
call the vote,
I'm going to
yeah.
call the vote if nobody else does.
Yes.
Um,
I'm very poor and want the money, but if I call the vote, I don't get my own. I don't get the
Unless
money.
he plays upgrade.
I'm going to.
Play upgrade.
Call the vote.
Play
I'm going to
upgrade.
use my extra trade card.
All
It's
right.
called Haggler. I'm
advisor.
going to build
Huggle wuggle.
stone. I'm going to build it in the only region that I haven't built it in yet, which would be right here.
And that should automatically, well,
That should close it.
That is not a valid
you
placement.
can't-
That's
I
not
can
a square.
go
You can
diagonal.
go there.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it still delivers.
Still delivers. So you give me one of your cubes, and you get 3 points.
You can be touching that one?
Yeah, it's a prestige
Oh, it's
building.
prestige, yeah.
Perfectly fine.
And that one
That's a
is
house.
completed.
So we take one of the houses and put it on there. And 6 of these end the game. 6 of these little houses.
Woohoo!
So we're
So
at
it took us
one
like
of 6.
4 hours to do the first one.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game is taking us much, much, much
We're
longer
pretty
because
close,
we're
but-
teaching.
Wait, we got to do the follow actions.
Okay.
And
You
there's
guys
also
get
the
action.
tipping point where you really start just to be able to deliver quickly.
What did you do now?
Why did I put that road there?
What did you do?
I made a mistake.
I delivered stone down there.
I made a mistake.
Oh, you put
So,
down a. You
yeah.
did the trade action. Is what you did.
So yeah, I spent a long time working on this little bridge here to get my rings over here to deliver them, and then just kind of forgot about it and started
Give me
building
road,
over here.
please.
And so, yeah, I have that to finish still. I kind of forgot that was in my to-do list. Thankfully, I should have some follow actions coming.
Told you to do it.
Forgot to put my little marker on that bridge. But
We don't have to put markers on the bridge. That's not technically in the rules,
Okay.
but you can if to help you know whose bridges is whose and whose gates are whose. It is a little difficult to tell sometimes. Some of the colors are similar.
I'm going to use my basic action to build a road.
Building a road.
Hold on, sorry.
All right.
I need to figure out what's best for me here. Okay. Ooh. You don't have hide, right? You don't have access to any hide?
I do not.
Alright, I shall deliver that hide.
I shall put my road
Which, I mean, you'll still get the points. It doesn't matter who delivers it, I guess. But
here.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who delivers it because it's whoever the owner is. The owner gets the
I'm
points.
not stealing any points from you. Not that I should care. I mean, yeah.
Floop, it goes to her.
Okay.
Turn.
Call to action.
Called a vote, you mean?
Call to vote.
So how many cards are left in your
I
hand?
said call to action. I had 2 left in my hand,
So you
so
get 2 of
I'm
those
going to
3
take
choices?
a road.
My income should be on 4 now, right?
Do you
'Cause I
have
have
4
the
different unique
swords.
resources?
Yeah, I just
I
got the
own 1,
swords.
2, 3,
so that
4.
won't
I
be-
own 4, so I get $4. You get $4. Is correct,
I
Ryan?
get $3. I get 1 fleeting influence.
You also get an influence, correct, Ryan?
Yeah,
Or you
I
get 2,
2.
right? I'm sorry, guys. I may have just bumped the camera trying to
I'm very
grab
influential.
resources. We have some resources hidden under the camera here that we're grabbing. Hello. Hey, Aaron. Hi.
Hi.
How are
Alright,
you
Vote blue or die.
on this fine
hold
day?
on here.
Vote blue or die.
My,
Thanks for the
My
The
diplomacy
advice-
has really gone down.
So at this point, we are voting. You guys unfortunately can't see the cards, but we're basically
man.
voting on an elite building that's going to be put into the city, and whoever delivers the proper resources to it that it needs, which are labeled on the card, will earn points. So we basically are all voting on a card that we think we can deliver to in order to earn us points. And I'm the one holding us up again because I'm talking and not paying attention to what I want to vote for. I believe we were all told to vote blue or die, so I will, 3, 2, 1, not vote blue. All right, I definitely lose,
Looks like,
as everyone else has voted blue except me.
And you have the access.
And he has spent the most influence. I'm going to throw influence on the floor now behind the camera. It's fine, I'll go get it later. So he gets to
the salt barrel
place the building
is right here.
wherever he would like. We're going to start needing more room here very soon over there.
Yep.
I'm going to pick up the influence that I threw on the floor. And he gets to choose where that building goes. We're refilling
This
it.
has to go in sand.
It has to go on sand terrain
Ooh.
type, and it can't go anywhere where there's already a blue L.
That's rough. So it has to go on that side.
It's not the same shape, but it is the same color, so it still can't go here. So it can go here or here. But there's no sand here, so it has to go here.
Okay. Do I have any wood over there? I do. All right. So
Wait, what, you can't put it over there?
no, that I cannot. So if I just do something like that, I can't do that.
You can't do that.
Do
Yep.
like that.
You can do that.
Sadly, nothing will connect though. The wood is
No.
not connected. It's
Nothing's connected.
because it's like boom, boom. Actually, yeah, no, I'd have to build.
You'd have to build all the way
you
around.
maybe want to
Build
build it
there.
down this way.
Yeah.
Can't. Has to be on sand.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
no, that's
yeah.
why, yeah.
Yep.
You could build it
But-
over here.
But he can go this route.
Yes.
He can connect right
No,
here.
that's water.
He can put a bridge there and
He can put a
connect.
bridge.
Oh. But don't you need a road after a bridge?
No.
You can
I
go a
don't
bridge
think so.
right into a building?
I believe you can.
Okay.
That is not a rule I am positive on, though. So
I don't think it
Don't quote me
said.
on that. It didn't
Yeah.
really say. The only rules it said about placing bridges and gates were that they were exempt from the rule of not being able to place your buildings
My
near
turn?
them.
No, you just called.
I
it.
called
It
a
is
vote.
That's
his
my
turn.
I will use that to do a construct.
So you get to build a personal building at -1 cost. A personal building is a house, a bridge, or a gate.
I'll build
I
a
will keep in mind
bridge up
that
there.
everyone only has 3. They are limited to 3 throughout the whole game. So
Oh no! All right, we're good. That will cost me 3 points right here,
$3, yes.
and $3.
And then it's
you
everyone's
can
follow. For my follow, I'm going to build a road. A road, which actually is going to connect up a whole bunch of stuff here. So, my rings are here, following a line. I get to here, and I get to here. So I'm going to deliver both rings. So this ring is worth 2 points, and this ring is worth 3 points. I make them all on my own, so I don't owe anyone anything. So that's 5 points for me.
Oh yeah, we almost have like 3 buildings done.
That does not complete either of those buildings, so that is it, and that is just my basic follow action. I just
Is that Aaron Schultz?
Yes,
Yep.
that is Aaron Schultz.
Are you still there? Hi,
I think
stranger.
Aaron's gone. I believe he said enjoy and goodbye.
Oh.
But hi, Aaron.
If
you're
you
still
watch
here.
us later, hi, stranger. My turn now?
His
To
follow.
follow.
Did you follow?
I did not. Now, what was the initial action? Was it construct?
Construct. Yep.
Okay.
Personal building.
I want to I want to attempt.
Personal building. House, bridge, or gate. Not upgrade.
Oh. I thought that was upgrade.
That's up. No. He played a personal building.
Okay.
Yeah, I put that from the vote that she did.
He won the vote, so he got to choose where it went.
I win all the votes because I'm awesome.
That's not factual. You
Um,
you haven't won every single vote, so it's not
Also,
factual.
I'm just going to take a coin as my follow.
Pretty sure there's a
take
fair few that I've
a
won.
road.
So, and I know of a few they've won, so you haven't won every vote, mate. Where do you want it? Right here? Right here? Or eke it in there? Or here?
Right there.
All right.
All right, that delivers cows.
It does indeed.
That delivers
So
cows,
one
that's
meeple from
yours.
you, and orange goes 1-2. Me and orange are playing leapfrog, man, right in the back. Hyde does still not deliver though.
No, it's not. He's working on it.
He's
though.
working on it though. It appears.
He's about one
So
tile away.
that's back to you. So you pass to me, and it's my turn.
That is your turn.
So I now have money, which makes me very happy.
Very
I'm going to attempt.
kicking
And
some
attempt
butt
is the
right
key
now.
word. I want to try and build a government building. So if someone can grab that for me.
Which one
It
is
should be made of
government?
books and rings. Yep. So I want it ultimately.
Because all good government buildings are built on books and rings.
This looks more like a. I don't even
And
know.
then I can use the one road to put it here. It's built. It's got rings access and books access, so I'm perfectly legal. This I have to pay $6 to do it, which is most of my money, but that's okay. I delivered the rings, so that's 2 points to me because my rings are my own. But the books, one goes to her for the crops, one goes to me for the paper or the knowledge, I should say. That leaves 2 for me. That puts me there. And that is that. It also delivers government directly to this building because it's touching, which is 8 points, but I have to cascade down.
Ooh.
1 point to the owner of the rings, 1 point to the owner of the books, 1 point to the owner of the crops who helped me make it, and 1 point to this. That was
That's 4. You got 4
4,
more.
so I got 4 more.
I
1,
didn't
2,
help
3,
at all.
4.
There she goes. Meow.
As they said, sometimes I do that in games. So that's my government. That's my turn. That was my upgrade action, so you can do an upgrade and follow.
I am going to do an upgrade. I'm going to at least try. I would like to try to upgrade to.
Hold the phone.
Yes?
That delivers swords too.
Does
not?
it?
No, because
Who
I
owns
can't
swords?
use her bridge.
Can't use my bridge.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna. construct a
He'll
bridge
deliver
probably
soon
there.
once he gets a road
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
this
once
way.
he connects here, he's going to deliver.
Well, no, he's got to connect there and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he's going to deliver to a couple places.
All right. Sorry.
Okay, I want to try to build this tier 3.
What is it?
I believe that. What is this one called?
That one is called a smithery.
I want
A
to try to
smither?
do the smithery. Can you give
A
me the
smithery is going to take food and
Yes.
workers.
Right.
There is currently a smithery in this zone.
Right
Yep.
here.
And that's the only food that's on the board right now.
There's
So,
currently a smithery
right
in
there.
that zone.
You would have to travel this food.
That
All
food
the
goes
way
over to
over.
here.
It
If
does.
I can get it over to there.
I think that's the right one that I handed him. I'm not positive.
You did.
Okay.
So what I would need to do is somehow connect this.
But you can't use my bridge.
Can't use her gate.
I can't use your gate.
So you would have to put your own gate in.
That's rough.
Okay, I am not going to be able to then.
You could buy access
have
to
one of your
her
circles.
smithery, but that would not allow you
Yes.
to deliver it if you were trying to
No.
deliver it somewhere. But I currently only see 1 delivery point for the smithery. Oh, you want to mark the bridges?
It
Yes.
helps, yeah, because now we remember.
I can grab those and mark them.
There we go.
All right, since I can't use access to her bridge, I am not going to be able to do that.
It is really nice to see the city growing too, just with all the tiles. I like that.
Oh yeah, it's nice
so
to
I
watch
can
it
do a
expand
basic
over time.
action as a
Save game.
follow.
Yes.
I'm going to take a basic action. I'm going to take $1.
All right. Your follow on me, I did the upgrade action, so you can build an advanced resource building, a tier 2 or tier 3 building, but you don't get the
Can
road or anything.
I build this?
Where would you like to build it?
Probably
Just-
somewhere over here.
No, I can't build it there because it's already built there, so I have to build it down there.
You're trying to build it over here?
Wherever it will reach.
It'll fit here, but this
Okay.
really isn't connected to anything.
Yeah,
Except my
and it's gonna
government
be
building.
impossible
It's
to
gonna
connect.
be impossible. Yeah.
You could
Here.
put a tile
could
right
put a tile
there
right
and get
there.
through. Yeah, you would.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't a legal placement. Oh,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
It is a perfectly legal
It's a
placement.
legal placement. It's
Yep.
gonna be rough.
You just gotta put a road there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's not a legal placement because it's not connected.
Yeah, it's not
It'd have
connected.
to already
you have
have
to
the
have
road
the
connected?
roads first.
You would have to put the
Yes.
road first.
You have to put the road
Okay.
first.
Put that back.
We could
that's
put
fine if
it
she gets it.
here.
I'm gonna get it next time.
We could put it here, which would have an active connection to
To
food and
my.
an active connection to people.
Yep. So we.
This is when Tetris really starts to happen and when you could really risk
There's
knocking
my
the board.
6.
Okay.
Give me one of your circles.
There's my
So
I
you
need one of
accomplished what
Ryan's
I couldn't.
squares.
Because of your bridge.
Yeah, I had a bridge.
Boop. You delivered the people. That's 1 to Ryan. And 1 for the food, 1 for the crops. And there's no points left over.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna use.
That's the smithy.
She doesn't have a bridge, so it doesn't deliver. I was looking at delivering that, but she does not deliver.
I'm gonna use my follow action to build a bridge or to build a gate
A road?
road. Bam.
Right
That
there.
should deliver hide.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
It's gonna deliver hide. It's gonna deliver.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also
swords, I
delivered
think.
some stuff too a
No,
long
I
time ago that
can't.
I failed.
Because this doesn't connect to anything. I have to put one more road.
It delivers the hide to there,
Ah,
and that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I also missed something. I did connect to here, and I didn't realize it, so I'll do that after,
Yeah, that's fine.
because I failed. Here's this. Your hide is not fully your own. You delivered the wood, so that's 1. She delivered the cows, that's 1. And then that leaves 4 left. I'm bad at math. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's completed.
And this is completed. Put a house on it. I delivered government to here
You did.
because it has a diagonal connection, diagonal all the way down to the
That's
diagonal here.
Not completed. We need a hide there.
But
so.
it's 10 points.
I complete it next
So we
turn.
cascade down. 1 for me for my ring. 1 for me for my book, which is 2. 1 to her for the crop, and 1 to me for the paper,
Yep.
or the knowledge, and that leaves
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm there after delivering the government. Now it's my follow, because...
No, it's his turn.
No, you followed, and I did that on accident because I forgot.
Yeah, she was.
I connected that a
Whose
long
turn
time
was
ago.
it at first?
It was my turn. Oh, no, it was my turn. You're right.
Yeah, so
I don't
it's
get a
a-
follow. Duh. I'm going to follow my own turn.
I was like, did I mess up?
Duh,
And-
duh,
Oh,
duh.
my own turn.
Duh.
All good.
All right.
You're trying to teach at the same time, so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
There's,
getting
a lot,
confused
there's a
as-
lot to keep track of.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. So I am looking for.
But it really, it's like the more I get used to the game, like the more I enjoy it. Like, it's,
Oh yeah,
that's-
every time we
that's
play it,
pretty
I like
fun.
it even more.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's a
more
great
and more.
game.
I love
It
this
just
game.
it takes a bit of getting used to. It's a little difficult.
And it may seem really choppy to you guys right now, but as long as you get a general understanding about it, I guarantee you're gonna love this game. It's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
So if I wanted to do.
I'm about to get some big boy points.
You always say that, and then someone manages to get in your
Well,
way,
this isn't one
and
of
then you
those-
get very sad.
This isn't one of those games.
Well, he's one step ahead of me because my plan.
I see he's gotten
He's
one
gonna
step
beat
ahead of
me.
you,
Yeah.
yeah. In this game, even though it's
Well, yeah, because
I
I
am
wanted.
just gonna
I
use my
was getting this
basic
ready to
influence
build the hide to connect
to get
it,
a
but you're gonna be able
influence
to.
coin.
So you have to spend 1 card still.
But I might still build it just to get the points.
And I'm doing.
Well, yeah, you'll still get some points from
Yeah.
it.
Upgrade. Okay.
And if I build another hide up here,
And
I'll
it's
get
your
it.
turn.
Seeing that I have no money left now. Did you do a basic action, Tara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I've been failing. It's okay, I'm not going to do anything about it, but I have been failing, so I will address it.
So I can't buy anything.
Those rings were made with my gems. So I should have been giving myself 1 more point, but it should be fine in the end because it's all mine. It's the same situation
Yeah.
with your
It was
loss.
still. it
Okay,
was still
I am
giving us-
totally
So
out of
I'm
money,
doing that
so-
slightly incorrectly, but it still means I get the same amount of
You're doing
points,
a
but
basic action?
overall I should be
No.
giving myself a point for
Sorry,
the
Charlie.
gems that I made I still ended up with
You're
the
gonna
same
have
amount of
to,
points, but
Warn it. All right.
use one of
it's
your
a
cards.
cascading thing.
All right.
It's hard to explain without actually doing it, but yeah.
I will use my card to build a road.
Basic action for a road. Have fun,
And
friend.
I'm gonna put it right there, and hopefully that will connect.
So you
Boom,
connect
boom,
hide
boom,
to there.
boom, boom. Yep.
So give me one of your cubes. The hide was made with your wood, 1, your
cows.
hide, 2, but her cows, 3, and that leaves 1 left, 4 to you. This building is complete. That is
Not
officially
bad, not bad.
3 completed buildings out on the board. We are halfway through this game at this point.
Well,
But,
well,
uh,
But it's going to start going
It's
faster now.
definitely we've got the ball rolling.
Everything
We
good?
just got 2 in like 2 rounds. So
I think if you check, I'm pretty confident
Am I-
swords have been delivered.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
And that'll be a
Uh,
4th one completed then.
And that's gonna be the
is
fourth one.
swords
Yeah, 'cause I have my
delivered?
bridge there.
Bridge. This. Yep, swords
Oh,
are delivered.
yeah.
So
swords
house,
are
give me your
delivered.
cube.
Sorry.
You're good. Just give me a cube. The swords, how were they made? So we look at the swords. They were made
Terry.
with his
Steel.
help. So he gets 1 for the steel.
Mhm.
That was hide, which means you get 1 for the hide. You get 1 for the wood you provided to the hide, and
She gets 1 for the
she
cow.
gets 1 for the cows. And that leaves of the 9. He delivered 5, correct?
Yeah, he's 4 more.
So he needs 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, Mr. Big Points there.
yeah. Told
And
you.
now, turn passes.
Big boy
So
points.
it's to me?
That's to her.
It's to me, right?
Oh, yeah, I did basic action. You did basic
Yep.
action.
I can only call a vote because it's my only card left. So I get nothing because I have no cards left in my
I
hand.
need
But I do
cash.
reset everything. I reset everything. I don't get any income or anything. You get 2
Sadly,
and
that
4.
might
$3,
have been
please.
my-
Thank you.
My big kaboom there. I don't know if I can.
2 and
I
4,
don't know
correct,
what else
sir?
I can deliver. Oh, we're doing a call to action.
Called a vote.
Call to vote.
I got you saying it now.
And now we vote.
Uh,
Again, we're voting on the cards. They all have things that we deliver to them that earn us points. We ultimately want to pick buildings that we can deliver lots of things to and earn a lot of points. And now that we're getting more endgame, we might start getting a little less cooperative and wanting the buildings more specific because we don't want others to earn points. But yeah, we're gonna vote and see what we
Well, that's just
choose
us
to
too.
put into
We're
the
a tad
city.
competitive.
I'm gonna be real right now. So a better one for me is this one.
3, 2,
Boom.
1, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 votes for red and 3
3
votes
for
for
blue.
blue.
And then I
So
go place.
Ryan gets to place it because he spent the most influence. He gets to place it, and red won because they had the most votes.
So it
You
is the
count each
crooked
token and
bone.
each influence as a
What color is
vote.
it?
So ultimately, 2 voting tokens
is red.
because each player gets 1, and then the
Are
influence.
you looking at red?
means
You're looking at
4.
green there, buddy.
Oh.
You're looking for the crooked bone. So we get these 2 away. The crooked bone goes
Crooked
out.
bone?
What does it look like, and what is it? It is red. So it has to go in this zone. What does it have to be placed? It has to.
It can't go in that zone.
We messed up
No, there is no.
again.
Yeah, there's no red in that zone.
There's no spot for that to go. So
Sometimes
it
that
should have been a
happens.
chance
That's
to
Well,
Sometimes
wait a
vote.
minute.
it
What do you mean
happens.
there's no spot?
Yes, but we should have cut it before the vote because now we have to re-vote. There is no legal placement for that building to go because it cannot go in the same zone as another red, another red, another red, and it must be placed on red terrain. This is the only zone
Well, I think
left,
they
and there's
said
no
that
red terrain.
happens.
It does happen, but we were meant to catch it before we voted and not after. So who spent what influence-wise? We're going to have to do that
Spent
vote
2.
over.
It's not one.
Backing up.
Redo.
Okay.
3 new cards,
Oh, is that how we're going to do it? Okay.
Well,
or we can put the 3 cards back out.
No, because I don't remember them. I was just trying to figure it out.
So are these legal? Let's check that first. That is a step that I missed. I'm sorry about that. That is a green, so it can't be placed in this zone. It needs to be placed
Or
on green
that
terrain. Is it legally to place it in this zone? There is
Yep.
room for it,
Yep.
so it's allowed to hang around. That is a gray one, which I believe we only have 1 of. We may not even have we don't have a single gray one, so that should be an easy enough legal placement. And then that's a blue one.
There's blue.
We have a
here.
blue here and a blue here. It needs to be placed here, which is no sand. That tile, that's a no-go. That one cannot be placed.
That's sand.
So that goes at the top.
Here.
It's
This
quite
goes at the
confusing, but basically these tiles have specific placement rules.
bottom. Blue
that
sand again.
Same shape
Yep.
and same color, as well as a
Green.
region that it belongs in. So
Well,
we
green
are
could work.
no, because there's already a
There's
green in
already
the
a
lineup.
green out.
That's another green.
There's already green
It's
out.
going to be one of these oranges. These oranges, they are they all have specific placement rules, so it's going to be placeable. At least I think I haven't.
pretty
We
sure.
have not
North-
encountered
North-
a situation.
It's
Gonna
up
go
there.
Yeah. So we now vote again. Unfortunately, sorry for the little confusion there. I have to choose this one because it's the only one that actually does anything for me.
No.
Yeah. No. 1, 2, 3. So let me hold out again. I want to explain the voting because I haven't really gone through it fully. So each of these count as one. So 1 vote for red,
My
2
head's
votes for
probably not even
red.
in there.
These also count for red. So 3, 4 votes for red, 1 for yellow, and 2 for blue. So that's kind of how voting works. It is not a matter of majority over players, which is something that we confused at first. It's not that. It's not
So the
a.
North
It's a
Gate
majority
House.
overall
Right
of
there.
all the votes. You
Goes
have no
right
choice
up
in where it
there.
goes. Put the card out. The incorrect card, if we can get rid of that, the crooked bone or whatever it was that we couldn't place.
Yep.
And then
that
resets.
way.
Put the North Gatehouse out and reset. Reset the lineup, and then whoever called the vote, it passes,
Called the vote.
which was me. Sorry, I blank sometimes when I'm teaching too. So
So,
Well, I know what I gotta do.
yeah. I got a lot ahead of me.
Wait a minute. That doesn't have moo cows or anything on it.
mm-mm.
We did red, the burnt onion.
Yeah, you guys did the burnt onion. Why did you do that?
Oh.
You
Oh, we did the wrong card.
guys picked up the
It's
wrong
like, where's
one.
my moo cows?
That's my bad. I said the North Gatehouse.
Yeah.
The burnt onion must be placed on green, so it has to be placed in this zone.
It's missing here. Oh, there it is.
Shouldn't be. I was gonna
Yes.
say. So basically, anywhere it fits in that green area is yours.
Well, let me be a good friend here. I can put it. Can I do that?
As long as it's
Still-
touching
oh,
one
that's
tile
not- I
of
wanna be
green.
touching green, so I have to do
It has to be
like,
one tile of green.
Like that.
do like that. That'll instantly score the cows.
Yes, that will. So if cows can give me one of their cubes,
Move.
You get 2 points.
2 points. 1, 2. You got moved
Does
off the
the
track.
Nope, I don't have a freaking gate.
Don't have a gate.
Darn it.
Gonna need a gate and gonna need some roads. Probably gonna have to go
now,
over
if
here.
I put a gate, no, if I put a gate here, it'll connect.
You'll be
diagonally, and then
blocked by the
diagonally.
building. Oh, diagonally, yes. You
Lol.
could do that.
Get in there.
Yep, the little diagonal rule. So it is
Wait a
your
minute.
turn.
No, because the hide delivers, doesn't it?
Nope, because no, they don't have a gate.
Don't have a
Not
gate.
till I build a
Same with
gate.
bricks. Bricks and hide probably would deliver if they had a gate, but
If
they
had a
don't.
gate, Yep.
So
Okay.
they do not. And it is your turn, White.
Do I have
Okay.
access to bricks? I don't think so.
No,
I
you do
am
not.
gonna really piss you off right now.
You're gonna put the gate right where he was planning on trying to eke it in?
Well, I can figure out other ways.
That's a construct, right?
It's a construct a personal building at
That's-
-1 cost.
That's what I have.
You're gonna have to pay 3,
I'm gonna pay 3.
and then you can purchase a bridge or a gate.
I'm gonna put my gate right there.
Right here, eking it in.
Yep. And that does deliver.
I think. Let me count.
It should. It does. It's gonna go all the way back to there.
Yep, it easily. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Why? Yeah, it does.
Oh, yes, it does, because diagonals count.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Does indeed.
So,
So, give me a cube.
I get-
It's brick.
Yep.
6 points, but we start off by going 1 point to stone owner, 1 point to people owner, and then, how many's left?
4.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Okay. That is that. You
and
may
there
follow
should be a
personal
follow
building.
action.
Personal building at normal cost.
No, I'm gonna do road. Wait, am I gonna do road? Personal building. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do. Hey,
New road?
sure.
Okay.
The basic actions are also
Did I wanna
listed
do
down
road?
here.
Let me think here for a minute. Sorry.
You're
You're
good.
good.
Jinx. Double jinx. Gotcha. Alrighty.
Almost.
I need
We're looking at
Okay, yeah.
4 of 6.
right there.
4 of 6 of our building this year.
Okay.
So I will follow the action. You did Construct.
Construct, so you can construct a personal building at normal cost.
We get a bridge.
$4
Or
please.
gate, not a bridge. Sorry.
They're the same tile, they're just double-sided. So for my follow action, I don't really want a personal building. I also don't have the money for it anyways. So, is there anything I can deliver to these? There's not. We need some new cards out.
Right there.
Smithing doesn't deliver because she doesn't have a
All
bridge.
you need is a bridge.
These are the 2 new ones, right? To put out.
I'm helping you.
I think so, yeah.
They were right here.
That's all you need.
Those might be the old ones, but just put them
Are
out.
these new?
I don't know.
But I missed it
I have no idea.
because I'm. Yeah.
We don't know what cards to
Now I
put
have to
out.
Yeah, those get shuffled.
All right.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
It's my follow.
cannot do-
I'm
Hmm?
just
I
going.
I burnt my follow on a road. So I cannot
Sorry.
But I will work on that too.
Brain workificating, trying to work, not working. We're probably going to end up putting prestige buildings out there, so
Happy
having a road
Alchemist.
going this way, I'm going to go.
Happy Alchemist.
For some reason, they like the Happy Alchemist, which I'm going to sadly point out to you is the one that can't be placed. Because if you look at it, it's sand and
it's
it's
a
blue,
sad
and there's a
alchemist.
sand and blue in each one.
Shipwright can't be put either.
Nope, shipwreck can't be put out.
Neither can this one.
Nope.
Temple of the
We're
Great.
almost down to nothing.
The Temple of the Great Oak looks like it's probably placeable, being a gray.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
It is officially
It's yours.
yours.
All right. I'm going to build a hidery. I know it is a made-up word, but it works in this instance. I would
That's fine.
like to build it
No,
right there.
please.
That's
don't.
perfectly fine.
For all the times that I've not built where you
I
needed,
have to.
please do not.
Because
wait.
now I can deliver
Oh,
hide
no,
over
no, no,
there.
I'm good. Never mind.
You have to pay $4.
For a dollar.
We're good.
Give me your cube. You deliver the wood.
Why? What was I doing to
I
you?
thought you were blocking my gate, but
1 point.
you were not.
1 point.
I preempted.
And then I need one of your circles to signify that you own it. And then I believe it's going to deliver to a few places here.
Yes.
So.
Because that technically is supposed to touch that one.
Where is the hide place that you're delivering to?
Up and over my bridge, my
Up
gate.
and over your gate and into here. Yep, that
Oh,
absolutely does.
Guess I don't need to do it then.
Yeah. she
So,
just stole your
1
points.
point for him.
For
1
wood.
point for her. For the cows, the rest, not the less, goes to her. 1, 2, 3, 4 left over.
House gets put on that one because it's complete.
Yep, and now that's 5. We have 1 house left before we end the game.
You can end the game in 1 turn.
No, because I already used that
She
card,
already
so I have to
used
call
the
the
card.
vote to get
So
my
what,
cards
what did you
back.
play?
I played the upgrade.
You played upgrade, so I can follow that.
Yes, you
Yes.
can build a
Yes.
tier 2 or tier 3 building. Did I nudge it? Yeah, I might have nudged it earlier.
I'm instead going to use a road. Which is rough. So if I put this here, so I wrote here, boom, 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 but then I can't go through the building.
Nope.
Can't go through the building.
So I'm still gonna do that, but I just have to make
Okay.
sure.
Okay, alright.
So you're trying to get to here.
Yeah,
So you're
sure.
going to have to build a
Huh?
bridge.
No, I'm gonna go around.
We got
Oh.
one more building to complete, so not too much longer. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So, for me, I can't deliver anywhere, and I foresee delivery happening very soon. So, for my turn, I'm going to take $1 as my follow.
Play construct.
He can't play a card, it's his follow.
Oh, I thought it was his turn.
I'm going to take $1.
I'm going to take $1.
You can't follow yourself.
Yeah, you don't get to follow.
Yeah, it's my turn.
It's his turn.
Just
Nice.
watch me.
Nice try, though. You almost got it.
I walk in a real tight circle
Ooh.
and following myself.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I would be.
But not in this game.
Trading wouldn't really help me at this point. I mean,
You're trying to earn points.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a call to vote. I don't get the money for doing that.
An action I'm going to point out because I don't think we're going to get to it during this game. Once at least 2 of these houses are placed upon the board, I was waiting until someone took it, but I don't think anyone is. You can do what's called like a force import, which is basically these little personal tiles that we have that we've been putting all over the board to signify that we own resources. You can, at that point, pay more money using the trade card. It will be $4 in total to place someone else's on the board somewhere and immediately gain access to it. So I could go, I want this, and I want it here. He owns it still, so he would still put one of his things on, and I would put one of my things under it to own access, and I would pay $4 to him to do it. I don't think we're going to get to that action during this game, so I wanted to go over it, because it looks like we're near the end, and we haven't done it yet.
So I'm going
So
to
it is his turn.
I'm putting my trade card down. I want a road.
You want
Just
a...
gonna do a bonus action.
Just doing a basic action?
And I'm gonna put my guy right there.
All right.
Okay.
So it's that.
So it's my turn then, because you did a basic action.
What are you trying to do? You trying to connect up
He's
here?
trying to connect
Okay.
there.
Trying to deliver the wood. Yeah.
So I'm
All
going to
the
need
way
to have a
over.
look at the
You know what?
board for half
The
a
wood's already
second.
delivered. The wood's been delivered for a while, right there.
No, there's no road
No.
made. It can't go through
No,
building.
there's no road there.
What do you mean? The road's
You haven't
all right
delivered
here.
it yet.
Go, follow the line.
Yeah, but you haven't delivered
not
it
to
to there.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
You still have to deliver it to there.
It gets tricky, yeah.
It does get tricky. Do, 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 do. So if I follow the line, I've got stuff all the way out here, and I've got a line of that and that goes all the way out to here. So I would like to play the upgrade card. I'm going to build a tier 2 or tier 3 building. Oh no, I'm not going to because it's going to cost way too much money and I don't have it. That was why I couldn't do it. I was wondering what was going on with me. I am going to spend a card and take $1.
Okay, so you didn't call the vote, right? Nobody called the vote?
No, it's
no
my
one's called a
turn.
vote yet.
Can you use? You can't use this card as a bonus action. So I have no choice but to call the vote. on my
Yeah,
next turn.
I am in the same boat
You
right
cannot because you only have one card to play. You got to play 2 cards before you can call the vote.
No, I've played all of them. This is
Oh,
my card.
yeah.
I've played.
now. Yeah, I have to call the vote.
All right.
So
Awesome.
You have no cards left in your hand, so you get none of the following. We
Right.
get the benefits of our income.
So I
And our
get
houses.
4. I don't know if I should be on higher than 4. Probably not.
I get 3.
Probably not.
Yeah, so 4 and 2 influence for me.
2 for you. Time.
how many? One?
3.
To do
Oh,
what
no,
will
no,
probably
three
be the
dash.
final vote
Sorry.
of the game. So we're voting again on the resources that we think we're going to be able to deliver.
Oh man.
It's pretty late in the game, so we're
Oh.
probably not going to get to this building. It's more of that if you have no cards left in your hand, you have to call a vote. So,
This could be like the difference in the game for me. So.
Yeah, it's a big
Oh,
vote.
know what I'm voting
Oh
for.
yeah. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Wow. So yellow clearly has more votes than anything else.
Okay.
I had the most influence.
Any
It's
influence?
quick and little.
So
He had the most
Westgate
influence.
House.
And it
So,
has a specific
It
spot.
has a specific location on the board that the Westgate House goes to, and it's
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
So,
Beauteous.
we have to follow the line. Boop,
Nope. Oh, yep.
boop, boop.
Yep.
And then over, brick is going to get delivered,
Yep.
sword is going to get delivered, but mechanics is not going to get delivered.
So let's do
one
sword.
at a time. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
so
do
sword.
sword.
So if we look at sword was made with your metal, so
White.
white goes up by 1, and that's 1.
Yep.
His hide, so he goes up by 1, and that's 2. His hide was made with her cows, so orange goes up by 1.
And my wood.
And his wood, so he goes up by 1. And that's 4. There's 9 in total, so that
He
leaves
gets
5
5
points.
more.
1, 2,
Wow,
3, 4,
nice.
5. Now we deliver brick. So brick's cube goes on. Brick is a little bit simpler. It was used with your stone, so you
Yep.
go up 1, and his people, so he goes up 1. And then the leftover is 2,
Yep.
so we put you here.
Yep.
And then that is that.
And
Oh, I don't get those
mechanics
back yet.
doesn't deliver?
Mechanics,
Were
we
those
have not
the two
built
I
a
played?
mechanics building this
Yeah.
entire game.
Wow.
That would be reliant on me and you, and we
That's
just haven't
amazing.
done it. So
I mentioned it, but it didn't get done.
Oh,
yeah, it didn't get done.
But
that's actually
that
your
happens.
tile.
So then it is her turn.
Yes.
after?
It's my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am going to construct a bridge.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably going to end the game right
It
here.
is.
So you build your bridge. I think I know where you're going to put it.
Yeah,
Put it wherever it needs to be.
right there.
Right here. And
That
then
delivers.
it delivers smithery. Let's follow the line to be sure, because sometimes you
does.
never know.
It does. We checked it.
Yep, it does indeed deliver smithery there. It's not going to deliver it there.
Need your cube.
So we need your cube. Your smithery was made with your food, so you go up one, and his people, so he goes up one. The smithery, then we go down the chain. The food was made with your crops, so you go up one for that, and then the rest of the points go to her, which is how many?
5.
Four more. Four more.
4 more or 5 more?
Four more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And this is where our standings are at.
That ends game.
We now count a few more things
Yes.
before. Every $4 is worth 1 more point on the track. So I have for $7, so I only get 1 point.
I get 3.
3 for white.
I get no more.
No more?
I
Broke.
get 2 more.
2 more. 1, 2.
So that-
Now, any white influence, any red influence, I'm sorry, the lasting
has that.
influence, which no one has, that would be worth a point. So this is our final
You
standings.
normally get red influence from buying these, which we did.
Which
do.
we were a little trapped into not doing because they were very
They
high
came
end.
very high cards.
Yours
yes.
didn't give you any red influence?
It did, but I spent it.
Okay.
So I don't have it. So we're looking at first, second, third, and last. I jumped from last to first to last again. So that's how it goes for me often. So that's our standings. That is our game.
Okay.
That's
There
it.
we
Come
go.
back in.
Alrighty.
Who won?
Ryan ended
Ryan
up winning.
ended up winning.
He pulled away at the very last building.
Which is a game, the games like this that can happen.
Yep.
Oh,
It
yeah.
look like you're in last place, and then all of a sudden you just
You'll
shoot
just
right up.
leap right forward. Yep.
He gained 9 points right here on this last building that was placed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's exactly 9 points ahead.
Yep.
So this last building propelled him to first place.
Is that the? Is that part of the rules? Is the 9 points ahead?
You get points based on he delivered swords to this building, so he got 9 points.
He's just
Well-
basically saying that if he
Oh,
didn't
it's
get
not-
those, he
Yeah,
would be here.
he would be back if
It
he
wasn't part of the
didn't.
rules.
just depends.
What
Yeah.
ended the game again?
So when you get 6 of these houses out on the board, each house goes out when a prestige building is filled. So we ended the game because we officially filled 6 different prestige buildings. We delivered everything they needed.
All
So
right,
the game ended.
So what do you guys think? I mean, obviously you've played it a few times because you were
Yeah.
moving
Yeah.
along pretty good. But what do you think?
Personally,
overall?
we're huge fans.
We
do
really love this game.
Euro games,
Yeah.
but even out of all the Euro games out there, this one is definitely
It's a very nice game.
Very,
fun.
very
Yeah.
good game.
It combines a lot of mechanics, which is nice because it's not just a tile placing game or just
Right.
a meeple placing game or just not a meeple, but a worker placement game or just a resource gathering.
and-
It combines a lot into one thing, which is really nice.
There are a lot of Euro games where, like, when somebody's taking their turn, and by the time everybody's turn is done, you'll literally have sat there for like 20 minutes not
Right.
playing the game.
a
at
lot
all.
of downtime in
This
between
game-
turns.
Every time somebody does something, everybody else gets to pretty much follow a lesser action. So everybody's constantly playing.
Yeah.
You're never
Yeah.
you're never just gonna sit there for 20 minutes.
So there's
and-
no. I'm going to go get a meal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and eat, and I'll be back in like
Yeah.
20 minutes, and it'll maybe
which
be
is
my turn.
impressive for such a deep game to have
Is it? Deep?
everybody
Have
constantly.
Yeah.
playing. Yeah, it's pretty.
So it's worth. We're sitting down and learning and.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely worth sitting down and learning this game. It's, it's a heavier one. It's more of a Eurotype-y, but it's definitely worth it. The amount of fun you'll have doing it, and because each person plays a race, every race is different. So just
There's a
deal
lot
some new
more than these
races
4
out,
races,
Yeah.
right.
and you'll have a completely different game. Not to mention that every time you deal out resources, so
Changes the game, yeah.
you could
There's
end
like
up
4 or
playing
5
with
other
metal one
races.
game and population another, and that will completely change it, including the race. So there's so many different possibilities for this game to go.
How
Yeah.
about replayability?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
definitely.
very replayable because of the number of options.
There's like 9 different races I think that come in the box in total, and the most number of players is 4, so you've got a lot of variety there. And there's 8 resources in total, and they're constantly switching around with depending on the races you play. So there's a lot of replayability and variety in the game, which
And
is
it-
always nice.
It does play a lot faster than the stream.
Exactly.
Because she was explaining so much every single time
Well,
for
that's what I was
people.
going to say because it's only been 2.5 hours. So
Yeah.
you said
see,
it was
that's
about
not bad.
2 hour game.
Yeah,
so
about 2
Yeah.
even
hours.
with all the talk, because I don't think you guys ever stopped talking or explaining when we were listening.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
In
we tried to
between.
explain every time we were doing what we were doing, and in reality, that did slow us down. Not only did it mean that we weren't thinking about much, so we had to spend a bit of time thinking when we weren't talking, but I kind of tried to explain as we went, so every time a new thing came up, we had to stop and explain exactly how it worked, which adds
Right.
time, as always.
So overall, 1 through 10, what would you give it?
Oh, easily a 10 for me.
Yeah, 10.
When we play a lot of games.
Oh, yeah. An 8 to a 9 to a 10,
like, yeah,
depending on.
so like
I think
9,
that if
probably.
you have less people, it might be a little bit different because I always
mechanics
just
change,
yeah,
yeah.
game mechanics start to change, so I can't really grade it on if you have like 2 or 3 people because some things change. But definitely as a 4-player game, I really love this. The board has another side with a completely different map, which changes it up to I would definitely
So
say
you
a
get
9
two
to a
board
10.
games
But
in
if
there?
you
Yeah,
like-
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like heavy games, Euro games, you'll definitely have fun
Yeah.
with it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Pretty much no matter what, you're gonna have a good time with it. So.
Yeah.
Another positive for Gloomhaven then.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, everybody, thanks for watching. I'm sure they'll have one next week. You guys good for another next one? Next
We are.
week?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll decide. We'll post it on there. I'm not sure what we're going to do. Maybe another Euro game or maybe something simpler. But in the meantime, the stream will be, right, Josh? This will be live or available. Yeah, so you can watch it whenever you want. We are also, well, we have this for sale, $70 retail. Tomorrow, Monday night, is discount Monday night, so come on in. You'll get at least 5% off of it. And we can go from there. But give us a call if you have any questions, 216-712-7169. Check us out online at immortalsinconline.com. Twitch. Immortals_Inc. Make sure you put the underscore in there because we had some issues with something else. But email me at immortalsinc@yahoo.com. And if you have a chance, if you want to donate something, because there's a lot of equipment, a lot of stuff going on. If not, just come in the store and check us out. All right, until next week, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.